Defending champ McCook's head coach Jeff Gross knows his Bison have the ability to throw. They just haven't needed to, with running backs Brendan Lease and Alex Beam accounting for nearly 3,000 yards. Lincoln Pius head coach Tim Aylward has a strong offensive line, leading the way for running back Dan Bargan, who has over 1,700 yards. It's a battle of the unbeatens for the Class B championship.
Towards the end zone is Douglas. He'll score with a touchdown. A state record to break press.
Oh, nice move.
Aurora fans, a lot to cheer about.
Showing that tremendous speed going down that far sideline. Bartle.
Really looks good for him today. Kind of a high loper.
NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports, is live from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2004 Nebraska State High School Football Championships. Tonight, in the Class B title game, it's the McCook Bison and the Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts. Hi again, everybody. Kevin Kugler along with Adrian Fiala from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. We've saved the best for last in these 2004 Nebraska State High School Football Championships. Unbeaten Pius, unbeaten McCook. McCook looking for its third straight championship. Pius looking for its first title since 1998. And Aid, when you look at this Pius team, you look on the lines. That's some pretty big guys out there.
Big guys and big experience. This is a very powerful football team. They've been in the state championship game 5 times. They've won all 5. Last time they were 12-0 was in 1995. That was the first year that Tim won his first championship. So maybe there's an omen, some precedent right there. They got to do it tonight with defense. This McCook Veer is very, very tough. The guys up front, we're talking about Austin Stanley, Clint Kuchera, and Nate Wissink are the defensive linemen who really have to get the job done up front against this Veer if they're going to win state title number 6.
Also with us tonight is Scott Frost. And Scott, when you look at McCook, you look at a team that knows how to win.
Definitely. They've got an impressive 38-game winning streak going. If they're going to make it 39 tonight, it's going to be offensively behind an impressive backfield trio of Alex Beam, Anthony Purvis, and Brendan Lease. Those guys together in their triple option offense have accounted for over 3,600 yards on the ground. But the key tonight might be McCook's speedy defense. If the speed of McCook can overcome the size of Pius, then they could well be on their way to becoming the first Class B team ever to win 3 straight titles.
Should be a fascinating matchup tonight. Covering it down on the field is Larry Putney.
Well, thanks, Kevin. You know, McCook goes after its 39th consecutive win tonight, including his 3rd straight state championship. In fact, there have only been 2 teams in the history of Class B to win back-to-back state titles. Of course, McCook the last 2 years. The other, Lincoln Pius X back in 97 and 98. Ironic that McCook tries to make it 3 in a row against the only other team in the state to win 2 straight.
Well, it's just going to be a fantastic matchup. You've got speed. And it's interesting. You talk with Tim Aylward and you say, well, boy, that McCook speed. And he says, yeah, I know there's a lot of people talking about it being size versus speed. We think we've got some speed, too. He doesn't necessarily concede the speed advantage as much to McCook as other people would like to.
Well, I tell you what, McCook always, they're well conditioned. They're not as big as they normally are, Kevin, but they do have excellent team speed. But you better not sell Lincoln Pius short in the speed category because they have people that can really, really run well. So
let's go to our public address announcer, Dave Kame, for player introductions.
On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association, its member schools, and U.S. Bank, welcome to the 2004 NSAA State High School Football Championship Finals. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players competing in the Class B State Football Championship Finals. First, for the visiting team, the Bison of McCook High School. Number 1, Zach Volkwartson. Number 2, Josh Cherry. Number 3, Jeff Klug. Number 5, Tony Purvis. Number 6, Derek Rupert. Number 10, Drew Wilson. Number 12, Rico Quezada. Number 19, Paul Kenny. Number 23, David McCorkle. Number 31, Brian Winder. Number 32, Alex Beam. Number 33, Jared Mullenkamp. Number 42, Mark Rogers. Number 44, Brendan Lease. Number 50, Paul Farrell. Number 52, Derek Sailors. Number 55, Tony Aguilar. Number 56, Ryan Salfeld. Number 62, Carl Shattuck. Number 63, Jeff Leister. Number 64, Jace Doolin. Number 87, Jeremy Young. Coach, Mr. Jeff Gross. Now bring on the rest of the Bison.
McCook at 12-0 on the year. They have dominated on the ground. And Scott, it's going to be a real test for Pius to keep an eye on Brendan Lease and Alex Beam, as you mentioned a few moments ago. Those two guys each over 1,000 yards rushing this year, and they're going to carry the ball a lot tonight.
Well, it's rare you see two guys in the same backfield with over 1,000 yards, but they do a good job with this offense of taking advantage of the reads they get, running the triple option, and getting the ball to whoever has an opportunity to make the yards. It's going to be a challenge for Pius to stop those guys.
Well, that's a speed team. The Bison have always had good speed guys. Jeff Gross telling us before the game tonight that this is the speediest team and that Brendan Lease maybe is the best athlete that he has ever coached. There have been a lot of good athletes to play for the McCook Bison.
Lease will go 4-5 in the 40 in state track meet competition. He has won 8 medals, so he really can run, no doubt about that. He runs well. Beam runs well. Tony Purvis, their quarterback, also runs fairly well. He has picked up 663 yards this year and passed for right at 800. So there you have a guy over 1,400 yards in total offense right there. So they've got a complete package along with that offensive line that is not quite as big as it normally has been, but still very, very, very effective.
Watch one part on the offensive line. The right guard, Ryan Salfeld, last week, a lower ankle injury. He should play, but he was nicked up during the middle of the week. Let's go to public address announcer Dave Kame for player introductions.
Now for the home team, the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X High School. Number 1, Michael Millard. Number 2, Ross Boson. Number 3, Daniel Bargett. Number 5, Jordan Reed. Number 10, Christopher Mohati. Number 11, Matthew Dennis. Number 24, Drew Suka. Number 33, Michael Seidel. Number 36, Matthew Greenway. Number 41, Kyle Fitchner. Number 44, James Castle. Number 54, Richard Dugas. Number 56, Nate Wisnick. Number 58, Clinton Kuchera. Number 61, Cody Reinert. Number 68, Brett Belden. Number 69, Grant Schmeisel. Number 72, Jason Dorr. Number 76, Corey Aichia. Number 79, Austin Stanley. Number 85, Andrew Cole. Number 87, Daniel Thielen. The head coach, Mr. Tim Howard. Now, bring on the rest of the Thunderbolts.
Pius X with Tim Elward in his 20th season at the helm at Lincoln Pius, 144-59 overall at Pius. And Pius has been a real good playoff team too, 23-11 in the playoffs. Larry Putney has been making the rounds all week long into the locker rooms, and tonight he got to both of them. Larry, what'd you find?
Well, it's starting McCook's locker room. Jeff Gross using a little psychology with his players, saying, guys, you know, the only thing I heard from Pius before the game was how bad Creep must have played against us for us to beat him that bad. So he's obviously using it a little bit to get his players going. Pius locker room, very straightforward. The guys got together, and Scott, I'm sure you heard this prayer once or twice. Day by day, they got going, and then they said, after today, 38-1 is the number everybody will remember.
Evoking some memories from the Huskers in days past.
We definitely had that prayer going. It was a neat tradition for Nebraska that kind of got out on one of those tapes, but it gets you fired up, I can tell you that. So expect McCook to be come out with a little enthusiasm here.
Also gives you a little bit of an insight into the mind games that go into these things, guys. It's not all just the physical stuff that we see on the field, which is great. but also playing those games in the locker room and trying to get the minds working in the right direction and the psychological things that happen, and outstanding stuff. That Jeff Gross is a guy who also said tradition doesn't graduate, and believe you me, he is trying to see to it that happens. Their JV team this year was 7-0, so they're on track again with talent coming up, talent in the pipe to come up, and he said hopefully we'll see again here next year.
When you look at common opponents and for what good that is, a couple of them that stand out, and Crete is one of them. McCook won that one 31-0. Pius beat Crete, but just by 7, 20-13. They'll find out for sure how much that matters in this one tonight. Let's listen into the coin flip.
Save the best for the last tonight, guys, so let's give them a great game, all right? You guys are the visiting team, so which one of your captains wants to call the toss? You're going to call it? Let's see, I've got a tails and I've got a heads. What is your choice, Captain? It's a tails. Did you hear him? Yep. I'm going to flip it and let it drop, all right? It is a heads. Your choice? Deferred. Okay, Pius won and has deferred. Your choice to receive? Which goal do you want to pin? Okay, line it up over there.
You heard the referee, Dan Gould. It's time to kick this one off. The Class B state championship between Lincoln Pius X and McCook is next.
Programming is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
Bryan LGH West is bringing advanced neuroscience technology to Nebraska, offering the state's first gamma knife radiosurgery to non-invasively treat brain tumors and severe facial pain, and working with Nebraska's only physician specially trained in coiling for brain aneurysms. Just 2 examples of our commitment to neuroscience care for Nebraskans and our neighbors. Bryan LGH, the first name in healthcare.
Programming on NETV is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to help reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for soybean farmers and you.
He staked his company to start the information age. He raised the limits to open the skies for everyone. She Bet girls were ready for a new way to play. 3 gamblers who risked it all. They made America.
Monday night at 9 Central Time on NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska.
The 2004 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are being carried live over the internet, so if you have friends or family who don't have access to NETV, have them log on to mynptv.org. Click sports and follow the prompts to State High School football. NETV is Nebraska's home for sports. Here's how these two teams got here, but first where they came from. Lincoln Pius X had to drive all the way from East Lincoln to get here. McCook, of course, from Southwest Nebraska to make it here to this state championship game, but McCook knows the way here. Lincoln Pius does as well. They win over Scott 28-0 and a 40-14 blowout of Waverly. McCook 57-0 over Ogallala, and then a win over Holdridge 17-14. Holdridge, a great football team this year, and McCook beat him twice to get here. Take a look at the weather. It is a breezy night. I will not say a gentle breeze. I was mocked for that earlier today. 38 degrees, fair skies, north wind at 9 miles per hour. 76% humidity. You got to be careful when Scott Frost is up in the booth. He'll just hang on to that stuff, and he'll remind you 3 hours later when there's a gale force wind that you said gentle breeze.
It's just quarterbacks notice things like that, Kevin. You call it a gentle breeze, and you go down and try to throw against it.
Wind is for linebackers, Kevin. Wind is for linebackers.
Here's your officials. Dan Gould, the referee. Art Phillips, the umpire. Trip Sutter, the linesman. Mark Plugman, the line judge. And John Jankowski, the back judge, as assigned by the NSAA. Ready to kick it off. Pius with a real good kicker, Greg Zerline. he's ready to boot this one away. And we watched him in warm-ups, and wouldn't surprise me to see this one go real deep.
Kicked 52 in the warm-ups. This is a young man you'll see on the collegiate level here in a couple of years. Terrific leg.
Brendan Lease back deep for the McCook Bison, and the Class B title game is underway. And Zerline with a boot, a yard deep, and a touchback. So the Bison will have it at the 20-yard line, first down and 10. And let's look at the Bison offense, 12-0 on the year. Tony Purvis, Alex Beam, Brendan Lease, Derek Rupert, Jeremy Young, and Zach Volkortson. The backs and receivers on the line, Tony Aguilar, Jeff Leister, Carl Shattuck, Ryan Salfeld, and Jace Doolin. Jeff Lister, rather. Make sure I get that correct. Jeff Lister at left guard. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. The McCook Bison with the football first. Pius won the toss and elected to defer. On first down, toss play to Lease. Trying to use that speed to get to the outside, and he'll pick up a couple as he gets to the corner. And now let's take a look at the defense for the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X. Along that defensive line, Daniel Thielen, Nate Wissink, Clinton Kuchera, Austin Stanley, and Ross Bozen. The defensive end, Kyle Fitchner, James Castle, Michael Seidel, Michael Millard, Matthew Bennis, and Matthew Greenway. Second down, 7 from the 23-yard line for McCook, just underway in this Class B championship. On the option play, fullback gets the carry, and that's Alex Beam to the 25-yard line, a 2-yard pickup. 3rd and 5 now for McCook.
Great job by Daniel Thielen that time, the defensive end, Kevin. 87. Stepped right in there, made initial hit, and the slow contact creates a 3rd and 5.
Now it's been billed as the speed of McCook versus the size of Pius, and we'll see how that plays out throughout the night. 3rd down and 5 from the 25. And flags fly. This play will stop, and we'll have our first penalty of the night. Dan Gould, our referee. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now for McCook.
Pius running an odd front up there. 5 men in the line, 3 backers, 3 people in the secondary. If McCook ever decides to throw, they better throw away from Matt Greenway. He has 12 interceptions on the year. 4 of those came against Scott in the playoffs.
By far the highest number of anyone in these state finals at any class. 3rd down and 10 from the 20. Play fake. Purvis on the keep, and Purvis stopped well short of the first down at the 23. Just a gain of 3, and 3 downs and out for this McCook offense on the first series of the ball game.
Well, that's a great series for Pius's defense. You want to come out and try to stop McCook's option attack and some of the counter plays right away. If they can get the momentum rolling here, they're going to go a long way toward winning this one.
Very quick on defense, Pius. Remember we talked about speed and quickness in the open, and just a minute ago, Pius showing some of that, a lot of that in this series here, the opening series.
4th down and 7, time to punt for McCook, and we've got a whistle and a flag once again.
We had a McCook end jump there.
Busy with the flags early on here. And it'll go against McCook. So Jeff Gross not happy early with what he has seen from his squad. Back him up to the 18, and that'll give Pius at least a shot at pretty good field position. Matt Greenway and Michael Millard back deep for Lincoln Pius. 4th down and 12. And a whistle, a flag again, and this looks like a delay of game.
Somebody better get the old adrenaline moving down there. This is not the way that Jeff Gross and his staff wanted to start this ball game out. Another procedure.
Start.
Yeah.
Well, you come out as a punter, and the last thing you want to do is punt out of your own end zone. McCook wasn't going to have to do that, but one more penalty, and the punter's going to be standing in his own end zone.
And now the pressure really on Jace Doolin, the long snapper. He needs to get a good snap there as the punter is right at the goal line, as you mentioned, Scott. Good snap.
Winder ready to punt it away. Got a good snap. High kick hanging in the wind. Millard takes it and is dropped immediately. Terrific coverage downfield for McCook by Drew Wilson.
That's great coverage. Punt coverage is so important. The punter did a great job of hanging the ball up there, and Drew Wilson got down there and made a great open field tackle to stop Pius from having field position inside McCook's territory.
Take a look at the offense for the Thunderbolts. Jordan Reed, Daniel Bargan, James Castle, Matthew Greenway, Greg Little, and Michael Millard. The offensive line, Austin Stanley, Cody Reinert, Richard Duga, Brett Belden, and Corey Haichia for Pius. First down and 10. Bargan, the tailback, gets the carry. Straight ahead run for Bargan into the secondary, and Bargan's got a first down near the 42-yard line of McCook. Big gain for Bargan on his first carry. The defense for the Bison: Jeremy Young, Jace Doolin, Tony Aguilar, and Carl Shattuck. On the defensive line, Brendan Lease, Alex Beam, Jeff Lister, Drew Wilson, Rico Quezada, Paul Kinney, and Tony Purvis. Backs and linebackers for McCook. First down and 10 on the Bison 42-yard line. And James Castle. Ball popped out at the bottom of the pile. McCook says they have it at the 40. We'll wait and see. Unstacking it down there, and it's McCook football.
Carl Shattuck, 62, came in behind the play, made the initial hit. He's not the guy that caused the fumble, but he made some contact and slowed the ball carrier down and hung him up.
It looked like Tony Aguilar was the guy that came up with the ball. A two-way player from McCook came up with a big fumble recovery there to give McCook good.
Take a look here. There's 62 right there as we talked about Carl Shattuck. Slow the carrier down. You slow the ball carrier down, it lifts the runner up, and it gives your teammates a chance to go after the football. Big break for McCook.
I think Aguilar might have been the one who knocked it out as well, Scott. First down and 10 from the 39-yard line. On the option, Purvis, the toss to Lease on the corner. Lease trying to get around, and he will not. Look at the Pius players trying to rip the ball out of Brendan Lease's hands. No success, but still just a short gain on the play.
You guys think they matched up speed for speed on that last play?
Looked like
I think so. I think so.
No question about it. Coach told us they were going to try to stop McCook's triple option by taking away the quarterback here and trying to get the safety to run out and get the pitch man. You see the pursuit by Pius catching up with the speedy Lease. That's a great job of Pius matching speed for speed, like you said, Adrian.
Terrific job by Michael Seidel to cause the pitch too, Scott.
Second and 7 from the 42. Lease on the counter. Again, trying to get the corner. Now his speed comes into play. He's got it, and the first down near midfield for McCook. And there, the speed of Brendan Lease started to show.
It's where it's the situation where the corner now is going to just come in too tight. He's going to take a poor angle. See, the corner's way up. He needs to make sure he contains it. That's number 11 giving chase right there. That's Matthew Benish. But he just got too tight on the angle. If he stays out, he's okay. He keeps the play inside.
From midfield, first down and 10. Backs in the eye. Right ahead, Alex Beam. And Beam broke through the initial contact and got himself 3 yards. Well, 2 yards actually to the 48-yard line. It'll be second and 8.
And Alex Beam's a weapon for him. He's a 1,000-yard back, as we said, so they definitely utilize that fullback on both inside-outside veer as well as the midline play, which is what we saw right there.
Second and 8 from the Pius 48. No score first quarter. The Class B championship game. Purvis again to Beam. Beam with a hole across the 45 and down near the 40-yard line. A yard shy of the first down. But a 7-yard burst for the fullback, Alex Beam.
Watch the Pius linebacker here just run out of there. Well, we won't be able to see it, but the Pius backer the middle backer just ran right out of the play, ran to the left. He was scraping to the left-hand side, left that area wide open. That created that lane and that gap to run it up there to third down and 1.
That time it was a fullback trap with the left guard Lister pulling. He did a good job of opening up the hole.
Third down and 1. Unbalanced line to the right side. And they go up the middle again to Beam, and he's not going to get it. First contact came from Clint Kuchera, and then his teammates came to help out.
Those are the guys that need to get the job done up front. Kuchera, Wissink, and Austin Stanley, the 3 guys in the middle that need to make it work. And great job by Kuchera right there.
And Coach Gross is going to have a lot of confidence in his offense right here. 4th and short, you don't want to give Pius the ball on their own 40, but he's going to have confidence in him and go ahead and try to get the first down.
Well, this offense has churned out 442 yards a game. He thinks they can get one here. 4th and 1, sneak by Purvis, and he does have it. Ball may have popped out for a moment. No, it did not. It stayed in, and it's a first down for McCook. 1st and 10 as Purvis gets the sneak.
Excellent call. Everybody looking for the power in the backfield to go, and well, Tony just crosses them up. Scott, you love that when that opens up right in front of you, don't you? Got about 3 or 4 yards. Unfettered picking.
Makes it easy. The center handled the nose guard pretty well there, and it gave the quarterback room to sneak right through.
On the 38, first down and 10. Purvis on the option. Lease cannot get the corner again, and they are defending that option extremely well early on. Again, took out the quarterback, Tony Purvis, very early.
Every time that play looks open, the speed of Pius catches up to it. They run it down. As you see, number 33 for Pius, that's Michael Seidel. He's reading the play there, coming over. And then getting help, everybody coming on over. Great pursuit there. Daniel Bargan actually coming over and helping out also.
Fitchner in on the play as well. 2nd and 9 from the 37 for McCook. Again, the option. Purvis in trouble, and down he goes. Dan Thielen got him around the jersey, and Purvis had nowhere to go. He'll lose half a yard.
God, that was a great play by Thielen there. They come with a veer option here. Thielen made the quarterback keep it by taking away the running back, the fullback in the give, and then he also made the tackle on the quarterback. That's killing 2 birds with 1 stone right there.
He's awful strong, too, because he did it with 1 arm, as you saw in the replay there. Great job by Thielen. Several great plays tonight by Thielen.
3rd down 9. McCook, not a big fan of 3rd and 9 from the 37-yard line. Play fake. Purvis rolls to the right, fires it out. Too tall at the 25-yard line for Derek Rupert. And it'll be 4th down.
Rupert on a good route over there. Scott open on the play, but unfortunately Purvis overthrew him. He took the corner down the field and just ran him back and then broke it off to the outside and then came back wide open over there about the 20-yard line, but unfortunately the ball way over his head.
Well, you get a little nerves going as a quarterback early. The ball tends to sail, but he'll get that down and get it under control and start making some completions. It's kind of hard to throw it over a 6'5" guy, but he managed to do it there.
Ryan Winder will now try to punt and pin Pius deep.
Man on the 10. Man.
Good snap again. Winder trying to roll that one down there. Bounces at the 15. He'll get it inside the 10. Very nice punt from Winder. And look at this roll. Down to the 2-yard line. And that's where Pius will take over 1st down and 10. The 2004 Nebraska State High School Football Championships on NETV Sports are made possible in part by the financial contributors to Nebraskans for Public Television. You too can help support your statewide network and become a member of NPTV by calling toll-free 800-634-6788. You can also join NPTV over the internet. Log on to our network website at mynptv.org, click membership, and follow the prompts. If you're enjoying our high school football championship coverage, support NETV today.
Good news and bad news on that last series. Here's the play, though.
Straight ahead for Bargan, and a good second surge for Bargan. He gets to the 6-yard line, and that gets him a little breathing room. 4-yard gain.
Good news is, Kevin, the Pius defense held very nicely. The bad news is the punt goes down at the 2. But they got the football. They kept points off the board. They got the football back and actually made a nice 1st down play right there.
Close to a 5-yard gain. The ball just shy of the 7-yard line. Toss play, Bargan. Burst of speed as he got the ball, but that speed of McCook pursuing Bargan very quickly and able to shut that down. That looked like it was going to go somewhere, and all of a sudden there was McCook.
I tell you, Brendan Lease, the play he just made was absolutely incredible. He was coming from the edge. He got blocked. He got spun around, and he had enough wits about him to make the tackle and knock the ball carrier down. That's just a major league play by Brendan Lease.
3rd down 4 from the 8. Castle and Bargan behind Reed. Over to the left side. Some running room on the reverse of the 1st down. Matt Greenway out of bounds near the 18-yard line. Good misdirection on the call from Tim Aylward, and Pius had everybody fooled and gets the 1st down.
This is a great play call on 3rd down, and the thing I like about this is Pius has already run a power play and 2 isolation plays. They fake the isolation play there, and the wingback gets the 1st down around the end. And one thing that a lot of coaches don't remember is you have to set things up with other things. They set up that play right there with a couple ISOs early.
And a great block on the edge by Brett Belden. Doesn't work for the extra yardage in the 1st down if he doesn't get out there and make it.
Upended at the 21. Daniel Bargan, a pickup of 3 on 1st down. And a very, very good start here digging out of the hole. And earlier today we talked about Daniel Bargan with the head coach, Tim Aylward.
Dan's had a really nice season. He's got over 1,700 yards rushing, and he's just really been kind of a spark plug for our whole offense, and just team leadership and everything. I think he's one of these guys, kind of a go-to guy that everybody looks to, and he's really risen to the occasion when we've needed him to, and just really been a nice player for us, and it's great to have him on our team.
Well, anytime you can have a guy who rushes for 1,735 yards and 26 TDs in one season, you're probably pretty happy to have him on your team.
Absolutely. Our good friend up at Wahoo Bishop Newman, Tim Turman, saw him play against Scott, and he told Matt Turman, the head coach at Scott, he said he's the best back he's seen in years. Tim Turman, the head coach at Newman, a couple of state championships in his belt.
3rd down 7 from the 21. Toss to Bargan. Bounces it to the outside, but he's not going to outrun the McCook defense. Tripped up by Alex Beam, 2 yards shy of a Pius first down.
That's key open field tackle by Beam there, keeping him 2 yards from the first down.
But watch the play by Drew Wilson, number 10, right there. He takes the block on, slows him down, and then Beam finishes it off. Drew Wilson, we talk about hammer and dog. He had the hammer and tongs right there. Great, tough play.
Time to punt it away now for Pius. Millard booms that one off, and a pretty good punt. Bounces and takes a Pius roll, and pretty good decision there by Paul Kenny. Thought about trying to make the heroic scoop with defenders all around, and then thought the better of it and let it roll.
Well, oftentimes that backfires on you. I think it's pretty obvious right there that Pius is respecting McCook's speed on that return and kicking toward the sideline, and well executed by the punter.
So McCook will go back to work offensively. McCook 32 yards, Pius 38 yards total offense, all on the ground. Only one pass attempted tonight, that by Tony Purvis, and it was incomplete. 2:13 remaining in the first quarter. No score in this Class B championship game. An option on first down. Lease. And a great job defensively by Kyle Fitchner. Talk about fighting off a block and making an open field tackle. You're not going to see it any better than this.
Absolutely, Kevin. This is absolutely tremendous. We are seeing outstanding play on both sides of the ball tonight. Watch it here. Fichtner's up there. He just blows the blocker right away and makes the hit. My word.
That time it was a lead option, and you're right. The fullback's supposed to come out there and block the force, and he came up and took the fullback on and made the tackle. That's a tremendous play.
2nd and 13, a loss of 3, back to the 25-yard line. Option the other way. Lease has a bad pitch, bounces right up into his hands. He's in trouble, and down he goes. The McCook offense is struggling right now, and that Pius defense, they may be big, but they are also very fast.
So quick. 3 Pius defenders converge on the quarterback right as he pitches it. Watch this here. You got one guy coming on the back end, 2 more right there, and that ball just sails up because he's going down on the play. I didn't get the numbers of the Pius players that made that play, but wow, terrific, tough effort we're seeing again.
3rd down, 21, back at their own 17. Purvis airing it out down the sideline, and he aired it out way too far. Intended for Derek Rupert, but it's 4th down and a great series for the Pius defense.
Well, he tried to put it out there for the receiver, but that's a pretty tough throw into this gentle Nebraska wind that we've been talking about. The wind definitely had a factor on that.
I felt that one right there. Ow, ow.
My biggest surprise is we've seen McCook throw it twice already.
Not too successfully yet.
I didn't expect to see him throw it at all, quite frankly, but they have.
You don't have a lot of play choices on 3rd and 20, though.
Nearly blocked, but a great punt. High kick by Winder. Fair catch called for and made at the 46-yard line by Michael Millard. He had traffic all around him as Jeff Klug came flying by. And he couldn't take his eyes off it, and he didn't. McCook's head coach Jeff Gross talked about his very strong Bison defense.
Everybody goes back to the 2002 season and says that was the best defense we've seen. Well, I don't know if this version might be a little bit better. We've played fabulous ball in 8 shutouts. It should be 9. One of those was a blocked punt for a touchdown. Otherwise, we shut out Hastings on top of that. So, you know, just a tremendous group. They pursued the ball like no other. Yeah, we're undersized, but speed makes up for it. We have speed at every single position. D tackles, free safety, everywhere. They just pursue and fly to the ball. We have kids that just play with a relentless attitude, and our scheme is simple. We run a 4-4. Everybody's got a gap. Take care of your gap and fly to the football and trust your teammates. And I think, you know, if you go back to statistically the last 5 years, I think our average is about 155 yards a game. Well, that's going to allow you to win a lot of football games, and that's what we've done.
Ross Bozen is in now at quarterback. Pius alternates every 2 series with Jordan Reed and Ross Bozen. And there's a good look at the 6'3", 185-pound senior Ross Bozen, who is now in at quarterback, 2nd and 8. Final play here of the quarter if they get it off, and they do. And Bargan will go right up the middle, and he'll be popped right at the 49-yard line. Boy, there is some hard hitting out there. Jeff Lister and Mason Pohl combining on the stop for McCook, and that is the end of the first quarter of play. A great first quarter so far, living up to expectations. Scoreless at the end of 1.
I'm William Stieber from NPRN. Happy birthday, NETV. 50 years of service to Nebraska.
Next time on Nova, a treasure unearthed.
Bronze artifacts. Why were they buried?
A warrior hero's epic struggle.
This was the place to go to in case of a refuge. The lingering mystery is, what else is in the cave?
Now, a daring expedition uncovers dark secrets hidden for thousands of years. Will their discoveries rewrite history?
This is the smoking gun.
Ancient refuge in the Holy Land.
Tuesday night at 8 Central Time on NETV. Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
NETV Sports coverage of the 2004 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by NPPD, always there when you need us. By Bryan LGH Medical Center, the first name in healthcare. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, promoting soy biodiesel fuel, clean burning and renewable, making a difference for soybean farmers and you. And by Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. About to begin the second quarter. McCook and Lincoln Pius X. Scoreless as we begin the second quarter. If you're enjoying tonight's coverage or any of our coverage this weekend of Nebraska State High School Football Championships, we'd certainly like to hear from you. Just take a note, take a little time if you would. Drop us a line at NETV Sports, P.O. Box 83111, Lincoln, Nebraska 68501, or you can email us, netvsports@unl.edu. We'd love to hear your feedback. Good, especially. Bad, we'll take that too. But we'd love to hear from you. So if you have a moment, drop us a line and tell us what you think. 3rd down and 6 from the 49-yard line. Ross Bozen barking out the signals for Pius. Bozen on the roll. Fires it out, incomplete. Intended for Michael Millard at the 40-yard line. Coverage there from Drew Wilson.
Oh, Bozen played a price too on the delivery. Hit hard down there by Jace Doolin. 64 going to come in. He gets free. They're right up through the to the left side there, and under pressure, Bozen delivers. Scott, we were watching Bozen in the pregame. He's throwing the ball very, very well.
You can see it there. He throws a tight spiral. He throws a nice ball. Just led him a little bit too far, and probably had to do with the pressure in his face.
Millard's punt goes out of bounds. Not the best punt that Millard has had this year, and it'll be marked out at the 29-yard line where McCook will start. Well, coming up Tuesday, November 30th, it's Big Red wrap-up, all the insight into the Nebraska-Colorado game. Now Nebraska is not going to go to the Big 12 championship with Iowa State's win and Kansas's win today. That's been determined, but they can still go bowling. And on Tuesday, November 30th, we'll be able to talk about that as well. Adrian Fiala will be there, and special guest Scott Frost. We've officially committed him. 1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line as McCook goes back to work with Alex Beam. So Scott Frost is now on the docket for the November 30th Big Red wrap-up show, and we'll look forward to that and getting your insights on the Huskers that night.
Can't wait. You said I've been committed. After working with you tonight, I might have to be committed.
Boy, that's just cold. I mean, that's just, it's not untrue, but it's cold.
If you guys don't mind, I'm going to leave.
Took Davison and I 2 days to get to that level of animosity, and you and I have done it in 1 game plus. 2nd and 10 from the 29. Purvis trying to get something going on the ground, and he'll find a little running room over the left side, but I've been impressed, guys, with how Pius has really bottled up this McCook offense so far.
Well, we heard from Tim Elward who said, yeah, our speed is going to match up, and they certainly have done that thus far, creating another long third down situation here. 3rd and 6 for the Bison as they break the huddle.
Backs in the eye behind Purvis. On the option. Lease trying to get the corner. He won't get there again. Great tackle, Michael Millard. And Pius defending the option, at least early, I would guess, as well as anybody has this year for McCook.
That's assignment football right out of the book right there. Watch the backer come. He's going to come in the gap. He'll come in there, force that pitch. And now watch Millard. Tremendous tackle. Even though the head got on the wrong side, it's still a tremendous tackle. And he knocks the ball carrier down, and he creates the punt by McCook. Terrific effort by the defense.
4th and 11 from the 28. Winder gets off another good punt. What a boomer. All the way back to the 24-yard line. Greenway to the outside. At the 40, upended. And down at the 41. Good tackle made by Jeremy Young. That might have saved a huge return. But Pius in good shape at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10.
Boy, it's a good thing Jeremy Young was there because the returner had the sideline there. He gets by Jeremy Young, and you might see him sailing down to the north end zone. That was a great setup of a return by Pius. Just came one man short of breaking it.
If you'd like to get a VHS copy or DVD of tonight's game or any of our state championship games, log on to mynptv.org or call 1-800-228-4630. NETV, Nebraska's home for sports. Bargan on the right side and a pickup of 4 yards to the 45-yard line. 2nd and 6 for Pius. Both teams just keeping it on the ground, trying to find a little bit of a crease, a little bit of a weakness in the other's defense, and so far that's been hard to find.
Well, it's been like trench warfare so far. One guy side settling in and the other side settling in. Pius has done a good job of matching McCook's speed in the option game. We got to see if Pius's size ends up wearing McCook down.
Straight ahead, James Castle, the fullback, rumbling forward to the 48-yard line. 3-yard gain. They need 3 for the first.
This will create about a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 situation for Pius as we see it again. Excellent blocking on the left side there. Left side of that Pius line, Reinert, Stanley, Richard Dugas at the center, just sealing it off so you create that lane to the left, and Bargan takes it up.
3rd down 3 from the 48. Bargan. What a hit at midfield, but he flips forward and has the first down. It was Mason Pohl that got underneath him, and as Bargan flipped forward, he flipped out to the 48-yard line of McCook.
Well, this is why you wear knee pads right here. A great run by Bargan, boy, he gets sawed off right at the knees. A good hit by Pohl. Good thing for Bargan, though. He kept his weight going forward and got the first down.
And Brett Belden, the right guard, he pulls around the center, comes up in the hole and destroys on the trap block, just destroys the defender right there. That let Bargan go, and that let him pick up the first down. Terrific block.
48-yard line of McCook, 1st down and 10. Backs line up in the eye behind Bozen, the quarterback. The give goes to Castle, and Castle high-stepping over Mason Pohl and falls forward to the 43-yard line. 5 yards from the fullback, and it's 2nd and 5.
Tim Aylward, the head coach for Pius, said, we're going to take our chunks if we can. We'd like to get four a crack, four a run. We do that, we'll be in pretty good shape. That's about what they're doing, guys, or a little more. There's Tip.
Looking for another state championship. He's had them before, and he'd like another one.
And look at the intensity. He's working hard today, or tonight, I should say.
7:50 remaining in a fast-moving first half. 2nd and 5 from the 43. Bozen barking out the signals. 3-step drop. Has a man open at the 38. It's a first down to Millard. Down to the 33-yard line. Michael Millard, and the first completed pass of the night, finds Pius moving the chains.
I tell you what, fellas, Bozen has an arm. He only plays 2 out every 4 series, about half the game, but boy, he wound up and threw a bullet out here to the sideline. That's a great arm for a high school kid.
Right on the line, good run afterwards. He got a couple extra yards there. Millard coming into the game, 13 receptions, 249 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the year.
1st down and 10 from the 33. Greenway in motion. Bargan with a short run up the middle. Picks up a yard, maybe a yard and a half to Daniel Bargan. And earlier today, Jeff Gross talked about senior runner for Pius, Daniel Bargan.
Big physical, you know, maybe not the breakaway speed, but definitely a physical back that has upper body as well as lower body strength. I see a lot of people trying to tackle him high, and he just breaks right through that tackle with his upper body speed, you know. Strong, big legs, but that's where we've got to get to him with our smaller bodies. We've got to get him and hit him at the joints where he bends and get him down and let our team pursuit get to him.
Matt Greenway rather, with the team pursuit getting to him. Mason Pohl with another tackle. And Pohl is doing a very nice job out there for McCook. Let's go downstairs to Larry Putney.
You know, talking about Bargan, he suffered a high ankle sprain last season, very first game of the year, and struggled all season long. So after wrestling this past year, he dedicated himself into the weight room, got up 4 times a week at 4:30 in the morning with his dad, and went lifting. He benches 325, guys.
Man, strong arm, intercepted. Quezada with the pick from McCook, and he stops the Pius drive down at the 19-yard line. 6th pick of the year for Rico Quezada.
Well, that's a typical play that a lot of offenses run. It's a little hitch out in the flat and a corner route from the number 2 receiver. A lot of Husker fans might remember a game against Texas where we had a quarterback at the end of the game throw a similar interception. The thing you got to watch out for is the corner falling off and getting underneath that corner route, and that's exactly what happened right here.
And he's used to doing that. He leads the team in interceptions with 5 because Quezada, he has 6 now, and a big stop for the McCook defense.
Lease trying to bounce off. He cannot, and Lease will pick up yardage near the 22-yard line, a 3-yard gain for Brendan Lease, who has really been held in check. In fact, that carry, guys, puts him into positive yardage. Prior to that carry, 7 carries, negative 2 yards for Brendan Lease. And that number's got to turn around for McCook to win this championship.
It really does. They've been pretty varied also. You know, Alex Beam, 1,000 yards, as Scott said earlier.
Toss play, Lease. Blocker out in front, got a good block, and he has the first down to the 31-yard line. Good blocking out front. I believe it was Craig Fritz, the backup fullback, that was out there leading the way for Brendan Lease.
Lease had a head of steam to go. Let's see what happens here as he breaks through, and just another arm tackle. It works. Usually those things don't work very well, but an arm tackle, you get that lower ankle, and bingo, he goes down.
Just a shoestring tackle there by Kyle Fickner. Saved a big chunk of yards for Pius.
Beam and Lease in the backfield behind Tony Purvis. 1st and 10 from the McCook 31-yard line. Purvis will keep, a little misdirection. Purvis trying to get to the outside. He does at the 35. Purvis still on his feet at the 40. Oh, what a hit. Oh, my. He was pounded at the end of that play. Michael Seidel laying the big hit on Purvis, and he's shaken up.
Wow, what a hit. You see Seidel get excited. We got to hope Purvis is okay, but that was some kind of hit by Seidel, and boy, did he get excited afterwards.
He's a little bit dizzy, as you can see. Good play action right there, good faking, and Fickner had a chance right there to make a tackle and keep the gain under control. Didn't happen, but now watch this. Holy moly. There were 2 Pius defenders that came in on him.
Well, he tried to fight for some extra yards, and he got hit by half the team, Adrian. You better go get some smelling salts out after that.
Something to get him back, both feet on the ground and even up.
Boy. Let's hope that it's just perhaps the wind knocked out of him as they tend to Tony Purvis down on the sidelines. Purvis has been such a key part of their offense. 663 yards rushing. He's all right. I'm not sure he's aware of where he is at the moment, but he is okay.
I'm going to take him over and check him out. Fortunately,
let's go downstairs to Larry Putney. Larry?
Well, he clearly has that glossy-eyed look. He got up and just kind of looked around as if to say, okay, what's everybody doing around me here? Very glossed over.
Watch the snap here. Anytime you got a new quarterback coming to the game, the center quarterback exchange is important.
Joel Arterburn is the new quarterback, and he hands off a safe play to Alex Beam and gets the first down. Arterburn, a 6', 155-pound junior, comes in now to take over for Tony Purvis.
I would show any passing stats with Arterburn. Not surprised with that. He has run the ball 8 times, 169 yards, good average there. And he has a couple of touchdowns mixed in with that.
Toss play, tough toss. Lease made a nice catch. That slowed the play up, though, and Kyle Fitchner, we've talked about him a lot tonight, Scott. He made a great tackle again, but a bad pitch to Lease slowed that play up.
Man, look at him on this replay coming from his linebacker spot and shooting the gap to catch a very fast Lease. I mean, he comes shooting through there and doesn't take any time to wait for him. He just comes and makes a tackle behind the line. Great play.
But the new quarterback, Scott, you said it a moment ago, the new quarterback comes in maybe a little bit shaky, and that pitch was a little bit high and took away on the timing of the play.
Joel Arterburn, a junior, coming into a big situation here. Give to Lease, not much there again. First guy to get him was Ross Bozen, and then a whole host of Pius teammates were there as well. And looks like Tony Purvis has his helmet back on, and he's on the sideline talking with Jeff Gross. We've got another injured player. This is a Pius player down at the 43-yard line.
It looks like Purvis is all right and going to be coming back in. That's good. They probably asked him what his mother's name was and what year it is, and he was obviously able to answer all those questions.
Is that Clint Kuchera that's down there? I believe it is Kuchera at the 43-yard line.
Still not able to get a clear number.
Let's go downstairs. Larry Putney, or Dr. Putney, I should say, has an update.
Well, as you noticed, Kevin, he went right to the coach. He was not cleared to go back in yet. In fact, the trainer, after taking a look at him, said, all right, get up, put your helmet on. I want you to run up and down the sideline a little bit. He put his helmet on and went straight to the coach, started to go in, and the trainer jumped up and said, wait. I said you need to run up and down the sideline a little bit first. So he's done that. Now he's cleared and he's going back in the game.
And it is Clint Kuchera, the senior nose tackle, who is being helped off on the other side. So we'll dispatch Dr. Putney to the other side of the field, and I'm sure get a report on Clint Kuchera in just a moment. Purvis is back in at quarterback, Tony Purvis the junior, and he comes in a difficult situation. 3rd down and 12. Purvis, a 3-step drop. Now he's just going to tuck and run, and Purvis down to the 43-yard line. A gain of 2, not enough for the first, and it's 4th and 10.
McCook getting a little bit of a spread there. 3 receivers to this near side here, and Pius had it defended just exquisitely. Just 3 people out there, and tough coverage, tight coverage. Nowhere for Purvis to go with the football, so he's got to tuck it and try to make it 4th down.
Scoreless first half to this point. 2:48 to play in the half, and another punt coming for McCook and for Brian Winder. And another good punt. Boy, he's got a leg. Inside the 10-yard line, taken by Greenway, and he is stuffed right there. Matt Greenway grabbed the punt at the 9. He's down at the 10. We've seen great punts and great punt coverage tonight from the McCook Bison.
Well, there must be something in the air at Memorial Stadium. The punters that punt here seem to be pretty successful at what they do. We've seen some good punting this weekend, and also Nebraska's punters having a great year.
One thing that's surprising me, though, is Winder, as I look at the numbers here, he's got a 35-yard average, but he has kicked the ball way beyond that tonight. Kevin, we'll take a look quickly when you have a moment at what his numbers are there.
5 punts, 41.4-yard average.
Yeah.
And we've got a whistle and a flag is down. Stop this one before it starts. Pius starting already deep in a hole. We'll wait and see what they discuss here, and it'll be a dead ball, false start against Pius, so put it back to the 5-yard line, and the Bolt's really in a hole. Jeff Gross not broken up about that penalty at all as he looks on.
He experienced that in the first quarter. His team was going backwards, much to his chagrin, as Pius now. Ball security very important right here.
Coming up at halftime, we'll find out what's going on in the NSAA with the executive director, Dr. Jim Teneper, and also the Believers and Achievers will honor some of the best tonight at halftime. Carry ahead bargain, pinballs his way out to the 11-yard line, a gain of 6 on 1st down. And let's go downstairs. Larry Putney, I believe, has another medical update.
Well, Kuchera has a strain of the knee ligament in his left leg, and also he twisted his ankle on the play. So they're going to tape up the ankle, then let him run up and down the sideline and see how that ligament reacts. But I think it's just a strain, so he's going to try to get back in.
Kuchera's had a very solid night already.
He's real important to that defensive line, Kevin, as we said in the open. He and Austin and Lasink
2nd and 9. Straight ahead, nothing there. Loss of a yard back to the 10-yard line. What a surge from McCook. Brendan Lease leading the charge, and now a timeout taken by McCook. That is their first timeout used. It comes with 1:43 remaining in the half, and a good use of the timeout here.
Absolutely. You want to try to just save the time. Pius looking perhaps at a solid punt situation here. They get the ball probably at midfield. They'll be going against the wind tonight. Started out right out of north at 10 miles an hour. You look at the flags right now, Scott. I don't know if it's going at 10 miles an hour, but there it is.
Would you call it a gentle breeze right now, Scott?
I think you can safely call this a gentle breeze. I think it's calmed down as the evening's worn on.
I was just about 11 hours early when I called it that this morning.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. We haven't seen a lot of screen from them.
Here all the
sideline screen.
Last-minute instruction there.
Watch the screen.
Watch the screen. Watch the draw.
Don't give up 10 yards.
Yeah,
keep a pin.
Screen and draw are both good calls on 3rd and long. So that's a great job by McCook's coaches of getting them aware for the defense.
1:43 remaining in the first half, and boy, we were looking forward to this game really all week. This looked like one of the real stars of the weekend, and it's certainly living up to that. Along with Adrian Fiala, Scott Frost, Larry Putney down on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Kugler. This has been fun, and it's still a lot of football to be played. No score. We're no closer to determining a champ than we were when we started. Jordan Reed back in at quarterback, runs the option, and nowhere to go. Nowhere for Bargan to run. Talk about stringing out the option. Drew Wilson was right there, and a timeout taken by McCook with 1:33 remaining in the half.
Just can't play it any better than that, Scott. You really can't. It's when you have speed to match up with speed, that's the kind of thing that can happen right there. Oklahoma, all those years, you guys that ran it with all that great speed with you and Ahmad Green. If you got the kind of speed you can beat the defense with, you're going to be very successful. But, man, this matches up speed for step here today.
Well, we talked earlier in the day with Lincoln Pius, the 10th coach, Tim Aylward, and asked him, is this really a speed versus size matchup?
I'm sure that's the way a lot of people look at it, and I think that they've obviously got a lot of speed, and we probably do have some size advantage up front, but I think we've got pretty good speed too, so it'll be interesting.
God, I'd agree with him. I think they've got pretty good speed too.
Man, I'm impressed with the speed on both sides of the field right now, and you got to take your hat off to the coaches that are coaching both defenses right now, because both teams have had really successful offenses. McCook has scored 482 points on the season, and both defenses are really shutting down the offense right now.
And field position, both teams have had drives that have started in good field position. Defenses have held. Pius got deep into McCook's end, and an interception ended that drive. It's just been a real entertaining first half, and we've seen some great punting as well. Millard, 3 yards deep in the end zone, will punt it away for Pius. And he gets off a good punt. Taken at the 47, fumbled on the play. Ball is loose, and it's picked up by the Bolts. Pius's Corey Kalent recovers, and the Bolts are in McCook territory at the 47.
A lot of times when you kick a nice tight spiral, that ball is going to fly a little bit further than you anticipate as a return man. And secondly, let's see if the nose goes over here. It goes right through the wicket right there, but sometimes that spiral turns the nose of the football down, and you just don't anticipate that as a return man, and it goes right through the arms, as it did right there. Big break.
At the 47 of McCook, first down. Play fake, Jordan Reed to throw, airing it out deep. It's underthrown, the ball caught anyway at the 15-yard line by Michael Millard. A first down for Pius.
Two great plays for Pius right there. Their best offense so far has been a punt that was fumbled, and now basically a jump ball that was thrown up. Michael Millard did a great job of going up and getting that, because the ball hung up in the wind, and it was really a free ball for the DB and for Millard to go get, and number 1 for Pius won that battle.
I thought for sure an interception was coming there, but no, it didn't work.
Reed to the air again, this time incomplete. Matthew Benish, the intended receiver, and Reed got popped at the end of that play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Took one right in the back from Jace Doolin. Just as he was letting the football go, he got hit. He got hit very hard, but he got up and ready to go again.
And sometimes being a smart coach will backfire on you. Coach Gross, very aware and keenly, called timeouts trying to get the ball back here before the end of the half. And now it's working against him and in Pius's favor.
2nd and 10 at the McCook 15-yard line. Castle to carry. And the yardage hard to come by inside the red zone as he gets it down near the 12-yard line. Don't forget, though, Pius, as the Thunderbolts take a timeout before 3rd and 7, has a great kicker in Greg Zerline. They are certainly within his range. We talked about it earlier on. We watched him in the open. He was banging them from 50 yards. He's hit one from 51 this year. This is well within Greg Zerline's range.
And he's 12 for 16 in the field goals this year. And absolutely, Kevin, this is easy for him. Just need a good snap and a good hold and put it up. But Gregory Zerline, he's a junior, just 5'8", 145. But man, he's got dynamite in the leg.
You must have to have a funny sounding last name to be a kicker. You know, all these kickers with names that start in letter Z. Zerline's just another one, Zenday Haas.
Didn't you have a couple of Browns when you were playing here?
Well, Nebraska's an anomaly in a lot of ways.
Well, Pius certainly has a good one who will be likely making a name for himself at the college ranks, whether at Nebraska or somewhere else. He's got a good, strong, and very accurate leg, and those are all things you want in a kicker.
Another year to work on it, develop it, work in the weight room a little bit, strengthen the leg a little bit, although his leg is plenty strong right now.
One more play at least before we even think about a kicker, though. Jordan Reed on 3rd and 7 from the 12. Motion coming from Greenway. Straight drop for Reed. To the corner of the end zone. Millard is there, leaping up, and he's got a touchdown. Another jump ball, and Michael Millard scores, and Pius grabs the lead.
Scott, I got to ask you, that's the kind of receiver as a quarterback you like, a guy that'll go up there and fight for the football.
Man, some people just have a nose for the ball, and when the ball's in the air, the ball's going to be theirs. Give MVP so far in this game to Michael Millard. He's gone up and made 2 huge passes and let him down once to get in territory and another time to score the touchdown. Great catch there.
So they turned the McCook fumble punt into 6 points.
And Zerline will try to make it 7, and he does. Now 42 for 45 on the year in extra points, and with 51 seconds to play, Pius on the board first on this touchdown pass.
Watch the coverage here. There is decent coverage in the end zone as Reed delivers it. Ball skying up there, a little rainbow shot. See, there's coverage there, but Millard just beats it. Just beats the coverage, goes up, keeps his body in front of the defender. He kind of got turned the wrong way. I thought right there when he slipped, when I was watching the play, guys, I thought when he slipped that was going to be an interception all the way, but he recovered so well. Great athleticism to recover his balance, and then Scott go up and get the football.
Looked like a basketball rebound right there. He had the position on the inside like he was blocking his man out. And coaches will teach you the first guy up in the air is usually the guy that catches the ball because you can get on top of the other person. He just simply got up higher and made the catch.
3 plays, 47 yards on the drive, 32-yard pass to Millard. And Pius taking advantage of the turnover and the big miscue on the punt where it looked like McCook was going to have a chance to drive down and make an attempt late. Turns into a Pius play. Lease at the 2. Has a hole and great speed. Lease to the 40 and out to the 45-yard line. The kicker, Greg Zerline, makes the stop. And this half is not over yet. Still 43 seconds to go, and McCook at their 45.
Lots of fireworks still wait with just 43 ticks on the clock as Lease. Let's watch the wedge up here, guys, and see how it works. Lease looking for an area right there. This is a great shot by our camera people. Great stuff. Look at that. That's basically a lane problem for Pius, so really. You got to stay in your lanes on kickoff returns, no doubt, and they didn't have a couple of people in the right places right there.
Trips formation for McCook out to the left of the line. Purvis, straight drop, has time. Pressure comes, now he'll run. Purvis ducking toward the sideline, stays in bounds, but gets the first down. That'll stop the clock with 33 seconds at the Pius 42-yard line.
Well, great scramble by Tony. I'm cringing up here watching him scramble so he doesn't take another hit like he did earlier. But a great job pulling it down and taking off with it. And McCook has a chance to get on the board here with 33 seconds left.
Good pursuit by Daniel Bargan that time, but just could not catch up to him. Right before he crosses the line to get to the sticks and in the first down.
Same set, Purvis on the run. In trouble, and down he goes.
Timeout.
Tony Purvis, and their final timeout will be called with 23 seconds remaining in the half. 2nd down and 11 from the 43 will be the play, but they want to get it down into scoring range. If you'd like to get yourself a VHS copy or DVD of tonight's game or any of our state high school football championships, log on to mynptv.org or call 1-800 228-4630 and get yourself a keepsake that'll last a lifetime. We don't guarantee that it'll last a lifetime, but it'll last for a good long time. Just log on and get yourself a tape, won't you? Great coverage of Nebraska State High School football championships and some great games. You'll want them in your video library.
Tell you what, Kevin, it'll last for my lifetime, but not maybe yours or Scott's.
I don't know. You got something you want to announce on the air? Is there a problem? I hope not.
Has nothing to do with flowing ropes, let me tell you.
2nd and 11. I think we'll stop right there.
Okay, thanks.
2nd and 11 from the 43-yard line. They'll line up with those trips out to the left again. And now motion out of the backfield. Alex Beam empties it out. Pressure coming. Purvis in trouble. Down he goes. Off the corner. Dan Thielen got him.
Just terrific effort, speed, quickness by Thielen, the senior. Play before that, Austin Stanley was a factor. He was in on the tackle. Now Thielen takes over and he makes the play. Stops the clock. Well, no, it's running it.
Halftime is here. Yeah. McCook's just going to let it run out and head into the locker room. I don't know how many times this year it's happened. I can't imagine many that the McCook Bison have been held scoreless in a half of football. They have tonight. Tremendous defense by Pius. Opportunistic offense gives them the lead. And Lincoln Pius X goes into the locker room with a 7-0 advantage in the Class B state championship game tonight.
Well, that's a fantastic half of football. Really impressed with both sides. They're playing hard. They're playing well. Both defenses really running to the ball and being aggressive. And we're kind of lucky to have 7 points on the board at all.
Let's go downstairs. Larry Putney is standing by with the coach.
Let's talk about those 2 big catches by Millard right at the end.
Well, you know, he came over and said he thought he could beat the guy to the corner on the fade, so we gave it a try. Basically just became a jump ball, and he out-jumped and did a nice job.
Defensively, you are really shutting down their option.
Well, you know, we hope we can keep playing like that. We need to get something going offensively here, too.
All right, good luck, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now the players speak, the coach listens, it results in 7 points. 7-0, Pius X leading McCook at halftime.
Nebraska is the only state served completely by publicly owned power. That means our success isn't determined by how well we serve stockholders, but by how well we serve fellow Nebraskans. It means Nebraskans working 24 hours a day to provide uninterrupted service and affordable electric rates to other Nebraskans. Always there when you need us. NPPD. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
At 9 Central Time on NETV.
Arthur is coming to Nebraska, and he's 50 feet tall. That's right, Arthur will be in the Star City Parade in Lincoln Saturday morning, December 4th. This giant helium Arthur balloon will be in downtown Lincoln to kick off the holiday season. Come see Arthur high in the sky and help NETV celebrate 50 more years of service to Nebraska.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
It is halftime. We are at halftime of the Class B State High School Football Championship. Lincoln Pius X leads McCook 7-0 here at the break. Back at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, I'm Kevin Kugler, joined by a very special guest, a good friend of ours here, Dr. Jim Teneper of the NSAA, the executive director, the man in charge of the NSAA, joining us here at halftime. Congratulations once again, Jim, on a wonderful fall sports season and a great football championship weekend. It's been a lot of fun.
We've had some really good ball games here in the football championships. We've had some good state championships all the way along the line. Mother Nature has kind of cooperated with the weather, and so we've been very pleased. We've had great crowds here for the football championships, even though we had some rain for the 8-man games. But overall, it's been a great fall for us.
We have had a wonderful example over the last 24 hours, really, as to why the NSAA is so big on sportsmanship. And we talked with Jennifer Haskell yesterday about the Sportsmanship Summit, but I think it bears repeating. After watching what happened last night in the NBA, and how glad are you not to be the commissioner of the NBA after seeing that, and even today in a college football game in South Carolina, fights and brawls and so much examples of bad sportsmanship. It's great to see the NSAA really emphasizing sportsmanship as you have the last several years.
The last 3 years, we've really put an emphasis on sportsmanship, and we've tried to take a look at issues with regard to the behavior of student athletes, the behavior of coaches, and for the most part, I think we have made some inroads as far as getting people to behave like sportsmen and being able to see it as educational athletics. You're absolutely right. Some of the examples that we've had over the last 24 hours has been such that we certainly hope that doesn't filter down to high school ball, but regrettably, often what happens at the professional level and at the collegiate level finds its way into the high school realm. And so from our perspective, we're certainly diligent in watching for some of the issues that can cause those kinds of actions, and we're really hopeful that we can head that off before it gets that serious on the high school level.
Now, one of the things, Jim, that you have here in Nebraska, and not to say that it could never happen in Nebraska, you never want to say that, but you have so many coaches who are committed to the sportsmanship cause, who are really in there fighting and really have great control over their kids and over their teams to make sure that things like that don't happen here in Nebraska.
You know, Kevin, one of the things that we're very pleased with, it has become kind of a top-down, bottom-up type thing as far as sportsmanship is concerned. We've got boards of education that are extremely concerned about the behavior of their student athletes, behavior of their student spectators, and their adult spectators. We've got administrators who are putting expectations on their coaches for how their student athletes are going to behave when they take the field or the court. And we've also seen the coaches that have passed those expectations on to their kids. I would tell you that we're very pleased with the Coaches Association and the Athletic Directors Association. They will be hosting Tuesday of next week the 3rd Annual Sportsmanship Summit. That will be in Kearney, and as I understand, there are somewhere around 900 registrants already for that. I've said all along that sportsmanship is a journey. It's not a destination. It's not something we can say, aha, we've finally reached that plateau, now we can relax. And it's got to be something that you constantly work on. And, you know, if you fail to do that, something's going to jump up and bite you, and it's going to be an incident that you're certainly not going to be very proud of in the end. So I really believe that is an issue that we can never be too cautious about, and hopefully we don't see some of the reoccurrences that we see on the professional and collegiate level.
Well, I think the summit is certainly having an impact, and the emphasis is having an impact. Having watched a lot of high school sports over the last couple of weeks with volleyball and here with football, we've seen a lot of examples of wonderful sportsmanship, and poor sportsmanship has really not been a party to any of these championships that we've seen.
It has been really remarkable this fall, and you know, we were commenting about the volleyball championships. Overall, from Class A through Class D2, we saw some excellent sportsmanship. We've seen some great sportsmanship here at the football championships as well. I guess the old saying, knock on wood, you hope that carries on through. But it is a situation. We are involved in educational athletics and activities, and as such, we need to make sure that we remain accountable and that we're teaching the proper life lessons. And I think good sportsmanship is a great place to start.
When we gather up here every fall, we get the chance to talk with you, and we kind of get the chance to hear just how everything's gone over the past year in the NSAA. And I assume, because having been a big fan of high school sports and a participant myself, I assume it's another banner year for high school sports and high school activities from the NSAA standpoint.
Our participation numbers are great, and it's in all activities, not just our athletics. Our participation numbers are great. We've got a lot of schools that are paying due diligence to making sure that kids do participate and get the full high school experience. As far as our office is concerned, granted, we receive a lot of the complaints and a lot of the downside, but we also get a chance to experience some of the real fine things that occur through athletic and activities participation. And it is, our fall has been a great start for our school year. We're hoping that carries over through the winter and the spring seasons as well.
Well, and we still hear rave reviews every time football is played here at Memorial Stadium. We heard wonderful reviews of the NU Coliseum this year. Kids love to play at the big-time venues, and you guys do a great job of giving them that opportunity to do that.
We're very appreciative of the fact that the university has made available to us both the Coliseum and the stadium here, and where the Big Red plays is a big thing for a lot of the kids, and I know that a lot of the kids get a chance to run out here on the field and see themselves on Husker Vision. That's a big thing for them. It's a memory that they'll retain for a lifetime, and we do have some excellent facilities, and we've been very blessed with some great ball games here in the football championships. We had great games during volleyball, and we're just hopeful that kids continue to work to get to the state venues and to be state champions.
Well, we want to thank you and everyone at the NSAA for all of your help for the last couple of weeks. It's been so much fun putting on volleyball and football. Dr. Jim Tenneper, the Executive Director of the NSAA, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll tell you about the Believers and Achievers coming up in just a moment. Halftime with Lincoln Pius X leading McCook 7-0.
Programming on NETV is made possible by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
These cost about $50. This costs about $57,000. Choosing to use these can help you avoid this. And since inactivity is a better predictor of death than smoking, high blood pressure, and even heart disease, using these more and this less could save you more than money. A message that's good to know from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Programming on NETV is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to help reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for soybean farmers and you.
NETV goes to the movies, and you're invited. See our latest program for national broadcast on Nova, Ancient Refuge in the Holy Land, on the big screen at the Mary Reepma Ross Media Arts Center in Lincoln, Sunday, November 21st. It's an historical detective story that begins in Omaha and takes you to the Judean desert 2,000 years in the past. Can scientists prove a link between a cache of letters and a rebel uprising against the Holy Roman Empire? Find out in NETV's production of Nova, Ancient Refuge in the Holy Land at the Mary Reepma Ross Media Arts Center, Sunday, November 21st at 7 p.m. Central. It's free and everyone is welcome. Or you can watch Nova, Ancient Refuge in the Holy Land on NETV Tuesday, November 23rd at 8 p.m. Central. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska.
NETV Sports coverage of the 2004 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by NPPD, always there when you need us. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. And by ArtFX, a proud sponsor of Nebraska high school and college athletics on NETV Sports. 7-0 our score at halftime. Lincoln Pius X leading McCook in the Class B State High School Football Championship, our final championship of the weekend. And let's go to our public address announcer, Dave Kame, for the Believers and Achievers presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special halftime presentation this evening. Believers and Achievers is a statewide program designed by U.S. Bank and the NSAA to give recognition to Nebraska's future leaders. We have 7 Nebraska high school seniors who have demonstrated academic excellence and a commitment to good citizenship. For their involvement in school and community service projects, U.S. Bank and the NSAA would like to honor the Believers and Achievers who are with us tonight. Presenting the Believer and Achievers Award are U.S. Bank Representative Carrie Callan and NSAA Board of Control member Nate Steinman. Tonight's honorees are Alicia Dreyer of Rushville High School. Alicia carries a 3.98 grade point average while participating in cross country, track and field, speech, and play production. Last year, she placed 6th in duet acting at the Class D1 State Speech Championship. Alicia qualified for the 2002 State Cross Country Championships and has lettered in cross country and track and is president of the Future Farmers of America. Ladies and gentlemen, Alicia Dreyer. Next is Lauren Gengenbach of Eustis Farnham High School. Lauren has a 4.0 grade point average while participating in volleyball, basketball, track and field, play production, speech, and music. She is a 2-time state speech qualifier and district champion in poetry. Lauren has earned superior ratings in band and choir at the district music contest and serves her school as a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, and class secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Gengenbach. Jason Grant of Battle Creek High School. Jason carries a 4.0 grade point average while participating in football, track and field, and journalism. He is lettered in football and track while placing 4th in the 3,200 meter relay at the District Track and Field Championships. Jason is a member of the National Honor Society, Future Farmers of America, and has served as class president. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Grant. Michael Jacoby of Twin River High School. Michael is a 3.83 student who participates in football, basketball, track and field, and music. He has earned academic all-state honors in football and track and field and was also a member of Twin River's 2004 C1 Boys State Basketball qualifying team. Michael has earned superior ratings in band at the district music contest and served his school as a member of the National Honor Society and Student Council. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jacoby. Next is Eric Knutson of Schuyler High School. Eric carries a 4.0 grade point average while participating in football, basketball, soccer, and music. He has received academic all-state honors in football, basketball, and soccer, while also earning all-district honors in football and honorable mention all-state recognition in basketball and soccer. Eric serves his school as a member of the Student Council, National Honor Society, and as a peer tutor. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Knutson. Maggie Kuhlman of Takema Herman High School. Maggie maintains a 4.0 grade point average while participating in track and field, speech, and music. She has earned superior ratings in clarinet duet at the district music contest and won medals at the district speech and district track and field championships. Maggie has served her school as a member of the National Honor Society, elementary school tutor, and as class vice president. Ladies and gentlemen, Maggie Kuhlman. Our final recipient this evening is Kane Zananamanachek. Kane Zananamanachek carries a 4.0 grade point average while participating in football, wrestling, track, and field, playing production and music. He is a 3-time state wrestling tournament qualifier who has earned academic all-state honors in football, wrestling, and track and field. Kane was a member of Wilbur Claytonia's 2003 Class C1 State Play Production Cast and earned an Outstanding Performance Award at the state championships. He served his school as vice president of the National Honor Society, letter club president, and as a teacher's aide. Ladies and gentlemen, Kane Zananamanachek. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to the 2004-2005 Believers and Achievers, the future leaders of Nebraska.
And congratulations to all the Believers and Achievers honored tonight here at the Class B State High School Football Championship. We're at halftime. Lincoln Pius X leading McCook 7-0. Seconds remaining in this second half, and they're going to try the long field goal. This will be a 49-yard field goal try by Trent Lyons.
He did it last year against York.
See if he can do it again. It's a fake. They run the end around. Now they're going to throw down the middle of the field. It is caught at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Brooks Snyder scoring on the fake field goal, and McCook leads 13-0.
Sparks flying on that play. Holy cow.
Well, I've never seen a play like that before. That is something interesting, and you know what? He did a great job of making that guy miss down there by the goal line because he was there for the tackle, and he just did the old hip shift, and there he was.
Got him right past the line. Incredible. You know,
let's watch this one again. It's worth 2, 3, maybe 4 more looks.
Good toss from the holder right there. That's number 5 making the throw, Tony Purvis.
And then it's all Brooks Snyder, knowing there's no more time left on the clock to get it into the end zone. That is impressive. And Tony Purvis, the quarterback tonight, made the big play last year to get McCook the lead and of the eventual win, but McCook trailing here at halftime 7-0 to the Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts. Let's go downstairs. Larry Putney standing by with Tim Aylward.
Thanks, Kevin. Jeff, the muff punt, 2 jump balls. That's really the difference. Other than that, your defense playing well.
Oh, yeah, we feel like we played great defensively. You know, we got the big stop, used our timeouts to hopefully get field position for the offense, and then we muff a punt and give up the 2 jump balls, really. You know, they have us in a height matchup, and we just didn't stay in great position on either of those. But you know what? It's okay. It's 7-0. We'll get them stopped here and keep giving our offense some chances. I think right now what's probably hurting us more is their pursuit to the football on their side of the defense is just killing us, and we're not able to get our speed unleashed whatsoever. And they're big and strong enough in the box that they're slowing that stuff down. So we just got to keep plugging away. We'll get a big play. We'll get something happening. You know, we got faith in our team. We've been a great second half team all year. We just got to rely on that and go out and make plays now.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks.
Jeff Gross, obviously the head coach of the McCook Bison. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. You'll see a few big plays, and that's really what the first half was about, big plays. The first on this fumbled punt recovered by Pius, and that set the Bolts up in good shape to make their scoring drive. And then it was the Michael Millard show.
Michael Millard, a great grab there, jump ball that Jeff Gross talked about. He got that one, and he gets this one too, but this one's for a touchdown. The only score in the game thus far. Great battle by Millard to come up with the football. Even though that slip right there, it just kind of took his balance away a little bit.
And then the extra point good by Zerline. McCook with a bright spot. The kick returned by Brendan Lease. Unfortunately, McCook was not able to turn this into anything else. And you look at the halftime stats, just 53 yards total offense for McCook. And Scott, the Pius defense has flat out been dominant.
They really have. We talked in the pregame about McCook's trio in their backfield having 3,600 yards on the ground. They put up a lot of yards and a lot of points on everybody they've played this year, but Pius has shut them down so far.
Aid, you went back into the archives and found the last time there is precedent. McCook has been held scoreless in the first half before this season.
Game 8 this year against Grand Island Northwest, 0 points in the first half, but they came back in the second half, scored 35 and shut out Grand Island Northwest 35-zip in that ball game. McCook is +1 in the turnovers, but you know, that fumbled punt was really a big turnover for them, even though they're +1.
And kickoff the second half will go into the end zone, a touchback, and Pius will come out to the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10. Just to give you an indication of how dominant the Pius defense has been, McCook averages 376 yards per game on the ground. They have 53 in the first half, 442 per game overall. They have 53 total. And they average 40 points a game, and they have 0.
Yeah, at least 11 carries for 9 yards. This is a guy that has rushed for over 1,800 yards this year. Pius defense just doing a phenomenal job.
Mazin, the quarterback, on the toss play to Daniel Bargan. And a 2-yard gain for Bargan, and that's all. In at the bottom of the pile, Alex Beam. And really, the way Pius has played defense is kind of overshadowing the solid job McCook has done. It's not like Pius has run up and down the field. They have 128 yards total offense.
Yeah, it truly is, you know, the hammer-tong thing we talked about earlier, Kevin. The people just going after it, playing good, solid, tough football. Scott playing that defensive football that, well, you were a lot of the offense, obviously, all of the offense in college, but defense, pro ball, you got on that side of football, you must like defense too.
Love defense too, and we're seeing a lot of good defense out of these guys tonight.
Great stuff. Look at that.
Bargan, look at him fight for extra yardage. Almost lost the ball, able to keep the possession and get the first down. He ran through 4 tackles to get that yardage out to the 31-yard line.
My goodness, they say he gets up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the weight room. That sounds a little crazy to me, but it's paying off right here. He had 4 or 5 guys hit him on this, and good, none of them could bring him down. That's just strength and running right there.
Went over the right side over there. Brett Belden, Corey Haichia, offensive tackle and offensive guard.
First down and 10 from the 31. Bargan with the carry, breaks a tackle in the backfield, but it slowed him up enough that the rest of the Bison were able to get there. Drew Wilson, the guy that got to him first, and then Bargan skittered free for a couple to the 33-yard line. 10:50 remaining in this third quarter. It's the Class B state championship, along with Adrian Fiala, Scott Frost, Larry Putney, and our entire NETV Sports production crew. What a job they've done the last 2 weeks. This crew has just worked and worked and worked with volleyball and now with football. They're the best crew around, and boy, they put in long hours the last couple of weeks. Bargan carries it out to the 38-yard line, 37-yard line rather, a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up third down.
Well, this is what you call a power play. The fullback leads the I-back up in along with the backside guard pulling around, and the I-back just finds a seam right up between those two guys. They've been really living on that play so far, that and the isolation, and it seems like the size of Pius might be wearing McCook down just a little bit.
Bargan up to 61 yards rushing on the night, 3rd and 4. And the give to Bargan again, and Bargan not going to get away this time. Alex Beam, and again with great speed, Beam on a laser beam into the backfield makes the stop on Daniel Bargan.
Part of the reason for that happening, Kevin, is that the left tackle, Austin Stanley, and Cody right at the guard, they get up and get out of there. Creates a bit of a lane on that left side for people to come through and pursue from the back end and make the tackle. Here comes the punt by Pius.
Millard's had a good day punting. Line drive, they faked the reverse. Leash trying to get to the corner, and Pius did a good job of staying right there to keep Leash from going too far. He's ahead of the 40, though, in pretty good field position for McCook on their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, Corey Callant that time. I'm not sure if that's the proper pronunciation there. Number 25 for Pius. You talk about staying in your lanes, and he did a great job. He's on the outside there. Kaland is, I guess, is the pronunciation, beg your pardon. And he stayed right in the lane and kept everything right in front of him and made the tackle. Nice work.
At the 41, first down and 10. McCook trailing 7-0. Let's see what they do offensively here on this first series of the second half. They'll go up the middle with Alex Beam, and Beam into the secondary and down the sideline. Alex Beam into Pius territory and out of bounds inside the 40, a first down.
You know, Scott, sometimes plays break. Watch the two guards. There's a collision right in front there. The guards collide in the center, but somehow the play develops, comes out of there, and it's a good gainer. It's a first down gainer.
And we can see why they had more than one back with over 1,000 yards this year. That's a great run right there from the fullback on simple little fullback track play.
20-yard gain for Beam. They'll try him again, and this time he will gain nothing. What a wall put up, led by Zach Goodwin, the senior defensive end, who was the first to get there, and he just had his teammates pile on top, 2nd and 10.
Good breaks from Goodwin, my word, just straight up. You love that.
Jeff Gross probably not as fond of it, as he looked on from the sidelines to see his team scoreless at this point, averaging 40 points per game. They're just looking for any points right now. 2nd and 10 from the Pius 39, trailing 7-0. The give to Lease, trying to spring it to the outside. Lease drugged down by the jersey at the 38-yard line. Again, the speed of Pius perhaps underestimated in this one as Matthew Benish got there to make the stop.
Good run support. People coming out to block right there. You're looking at Zach Volkwartson, but that's the play right there that makes it all go. Is pursuit. Green jerseys to the football, and that's what you're seeing. This tremendous pursuit.
3rd down 9 from the 38-yard line of Pius. 7-0. Bolts with the lead. Pressure coming up the middle. Purvis throws. It's tipped and incomplete. Ross Bozen, all 6'3" of him, got a hand on the pass from Purvis. Scott Frost, and McCook is going to have to punt it away.
Well, there's the bootleg that we love, Adrian. They faked the counter play and tried to roll him right. And he had Alex Beam wide open in the flat that probably would have got him the first down, but a great job by Bozen to get his big hands up there and knock that thing down.
Pius coming on the blitz also on the inside, creating a little pressure there. But we talked with head coach Tim Aylward. He said Ross Bozen is so important to us on defense. We talked about the quarterback rotation between he and Reed, but he said we have to do that because Bozen is so important to us on defense. We just saw evidence of that.
McCook is going to go for it on 4th and 9 from the 38, but a flag is down.
They might not go for it now.
Boy, McCook rolling the dice a little bit here, but now that it's 4th and 14 after the false start, here comes the punt unit on.
This is the right move anyway. You've got to punt into the wind, make Pius go the length of the field against the wind on you. You need to bury him down here and try to get some field position for your next possession.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Just couldn't imagine going for the first down with the way the ball was. It was 4th and 9.
Yeah.
Now 4th and 14.
And you're averaging just two yards a play tonight.
Yeah,
that's a big gamble. They'll punt it away, and Ryan Winder, high punt, fair catch signaled for and made at the 12-yard line. Pius the 10th leading 7-0, and Tim Aylward, the head coach of Lincoln Pius the 10th, talked earlier about whether the McCook Bison returning state champions would make a big difference in this ball game tonight.
I'm sure when we start off it will be. But, a lot of these guys have been down here to games, and a few of them had older brothers that played, in some of the previous games or previous teams. So, I think that once we get going that it'll just turn into a football game, and hopefully that's the way we'll treat it.
Well, it has turned into a football game, and a good football game tonight here at our Class B state championship. 1st down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Pius the 10th leading 7-0. Bozen, the quarterback, gives up the middle. Bargan cuts it to the outside. Bargan down across the 20. Out of bounds at the 24. It would be a first down, but there's a flag down at the 15-yard line.
Drew Wilson that time coming from the linebacker spot on a blitz from the far edge over there, and that's right where that play developed. The area that he vacated, that's where the play went. Still waiting for the...
It's on McCook.
It is a penalty against McCook.
Face mask.
A face mask and a first down for Pius. So tack it on to the end of the play. See if we can see it right there. Flag came in right back there. Well, I didn't see it much.
Help me out, man.
And the Pius fans with a "you can't do that" chant, which is evidenced by the flag on the field.
The referee agreed with them. 1st down and 10 from the 29. 7-0. Pius with the lead. Bargan the carry. Big hole to run through up the middle, and we're starting to see some holes open up, Scott, as that Pius line, so big, so strong, really working big holes for Bargan to run through.
Well, that was a big hole, and it was Brett Belden with a great block up there at his right guard position that really sprung the fullback on that one. Tremendous job by him, and like we said, Pius had a size advantage, and they're starting to lean on McCook a little bit.
2nd and 3 from the 36. And a fullback carry, James Castle, and he is stood up. 3 McCook tacklers, Jeff Lister also in there, Drew Wilson for the Bison. 3rd and 3 from the 36. It's a pretty big play here for McCook's defense. They would really like to get the ball back offensively, try to keep at least a little bit of that field position here. Trailing 7-0 midway through the 3rd. Bargan starting to stack up some numbers. 20 carries, 79 yards.
That's a lot of carries.
Third down 3 from the 36. Bozen on the keep, and he will be stopped short of the first down. Good help from Jeff Lister to make sure Bozen couldn't stretch out that big frame and get the first down.
I think he was trying to get outside, but he just got trapped in there. He just could not step around a couple of players right in front. I thought, Scott, perhaps it was looking like maybe it was going to be some sort of option play if he could get outside. But, again, trapped inside. He had to just get what he could. Came up very short.
Millard's punt at the 28-yard line. They give it on to the reverse to Lease. Cuts it back at the 40-yard line and out near the 45. Brendan Lease with a little bit of misdirection and gets some extra yardage on the punt return.
Good tackle there by Jacob Barnes on the punt coverage. We haven't called his name yet, but he saved a big play right there by diving and grabbing the shoes.
Well, this year marks NETV's 50th anniversary. It was in 1954 when NETV signed on for the first time. Now, 50 years later, we continue to serve the entire state with public TV, radio, and educational media. Thank you, Nebraska, for 50 years of support to NETV. And again, thanks to our crew for the great work they have done all weekend long to bring you this state high school football championship. It's been a lot of long days, and they have managed to keep a pretty good smile on their face throughout most of it. Even the ones standing in the rain on Thursday to bring you the coverage, they were all right with that. They do that because they love what they do, and they are the best crew in sports. We're fortunate to have them here in the state of Nebraska, and we really appreciate everything they do. We appreciate Donna for bundling up on the outside there, even though it's kind of chilly tonight, to bring you the pictures tonight for this game. 2nd and 9, Lease to the outside, across midfield, and Brendan Lease a yard, well, maybe right at the stick. It'll depend on the spot. Looks to me a little bit short of the first down, Scott.
It is going to be short, and looks like it's going to bring up a big play here, a 3rd and short, unless we can't see anything from up here.
That's a possibility.
Good job of Lease that time to bounce outside. He saw everything was sort of stacked up in there and just used that quickness that he has to take about 3 steps to the right and bounce to play the outside and get upfield. And I think he is going to be just about maybe a half a yard short here. Maybe about 6 inches. We'll see.
Now, Aid, your predicting skills this weekend have not been as sharp as usual.
Haven't been quite up to par. Usually pretty good on that stuff, but
he's the only one up here with glasses on.
6 inches.
It is. Well, I take that back. I retract the previous statement impugning Adrian Fiala's predicting skills. They're dead on again.
It's a little less than 6 inches, but hey, that's close enough for what we're doing here.
He's got flowing robes and eagle vision.
And way underneath there, there's George Osborne. That's the hidden spot for George. He doesn't want all the praise. He doesn't want all the accolades. He just wants to hide away. We're not actually sure he's even at that camera. He may have left. No, we're kidding. Of course, George is up there. Great part of our crew. Our crew is just fantastic, and great guys and ladies to work with. We're certainly fortunate to work with them, and this state is a very fortunate state and very lucky to have such a great crew. 3rd down and short from the 46. Purvis will just go on the sneak, and look at that surge on the right side. Tony Purvis needed half an inch. He got 3 yards.
There's the quarterback sneak again. This time he kind of hesitated a little bit, let the lineman go ahead and fire off and create him a little room, and just dove ahead for a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Yeah, Paul Farrell and Carl Shattuck up front there, providing just enough room for him to pick up the first down, move the chains, try it again.
Trips formation to the left of the line. Purvis to throw. In trouble. Airs it out over the middle. He's got a man out there. The catch is made at the 10-yard line. What a grab by Jeff Klug. And it's first down for McCook.
Kyle Fickner down there on the coverage. Took a while for this thing to develop, but as Klug came across the field, see the pressure again. Terrific throw under pressure, Scott.
It was a good throw, and McCook must be thinking anything you can do, we can do as well. And there's basically another jump ball that he threw up, and receivers are just out jumping defensive backs so far tonight.
On the 11-yard line going in, Lease takes it to the 7 for a gain of 4. McCook with its best scoring chance of the night here. 2nd down and 6 from the 7-yard line. They can get a first down if they get it to the 1, or a touchdown if they take it 1 yard further.
This play designed to get out to the edge as quickly as you can, to Purvis just takes the ball, spins, and a quick toss out to Lease to the edge. And I tell you what, Fichtner again, big tackle. That play looked like it may go, but he stopped it.
2nd down and 6 from the Pius 7-yard line. Lease straight ahead, not going to get anywhere. Austin Stanley wrapped him up from behind on the play, maybe a half yard. That brings up a big 3rd down for McCook.
This great job. You got to keep taking your hat off to Pius's front 4. There's really no place for McCook backs to run. They've had a little success getting outside, but basically between the tackles, the only success they've had is with the fullback.
3rd down and 5 from the 6-yard line. Beam and Lease behind Purvis. Play fake. Purvis steps up. Now going to roll. In trouble. Purvis sneaking away from 2, but he can't get away from the rest, and he'll go down at the 10-yard line. Great coverage by Pius in the end zone. Purvis had nowhere to go, and it's 4th down.
Trying to get the ball down in the deep corner of the end zone. Play action fake here. Purvis looking, and again, everybody in the zone is covered.
And now you do have a big decision to make if you're Coach Gross. You're down by a touchdown. You're definitely in field goal range. You could kick it, maybe get some points on the board, but at the same time, it's getting late in the game.
I'd still go kick it. Good move here. I agree 100% again. It's, again, the tight game, just like we talked about this afternoon. You're this close, get points up any way you can.
27-yard field goal attempt for Josh Cherry, the sophomore. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Josh Cherry, his 6th made field goal of the year, and McCook is on the board, trails now by 4, 7-3. You still have 14 minutes and 24 seconds left in regulation, and now your offense has put something up there.
Yeah, you've lit it up on the board, and you know, you're in the game. You're in the game anyway at 7-zip, but now 7-3. Build a little confidence, Scott. Keep the guys thinking positively, and try to get the ball back and go again. But in tight, close games like this, you got to get the points. When you get a chance, an opportunity to get those points put up on the board, you have to take it.
Absolutely. Every point counts in a game like this, and if you're able to get 3 up on the board, all of a sudden a touchdown wins the game for you. So it was the right move by Coach Gross.
2:24 to play in the 3rd. What a ball game tonight here in the Class B state championship. We have seen a little bit of everything, but we've seen a lot of great defensive plays.
Kevin, I tell you, the speed is really what is it catches the eye for me. Pius, like Tim Maywood said, we'll show a little speed, and man, have they? They really have. They've matched it up step for step with McCook.
But McCook fighting just like you'd expect a team that's won 38 straight to do. Battling hard this whole night. This one's going to go down to the wire. Another good, strong kickoff taken at the 3-yard line by Millard. At the 15, Millard banged into a blocker, slowed him up, and he's down at the 21-yard line where Pius will take over 1st and 10.
And this is a big possession for Pius. McCook seems to have a little momentum rolling right now, just getting on the board with a field goal. Pius needs to get that momentum back by taking the ball down the field a little bit.
For 50 years, NETV has been part of this state's history with local news from across the state, documentaries that affect Nebraskans, and statewide coverage of high school and collegiate sports. Help us continue the quality of local programming on NETV. Visit mynptv.org or call 800-634-6788. And a good tackle made in the open field on the completion to Michael Millard out to the 23-yard line. A minimal gain on the play of 2 for Pius.
Another nice job, Scott, another nice job by Drew Wilson that time to make the play. Keep the receiver in front, make the tackle.
I tell you, I wouldn't throw that pass too many times. Drew Wilson was about a step away from scoring from McCook on that one.
Very risky route, you're right.
2nd down 7 at the 24. 7-3, Pius leads. Greenway in motion for the Bolts. Toss play to Bargan. Bargan getting to the outside, but it's closed very quickly. Lease out there. Also out there for McCook, Carl Shattuck. Just the Bison swarm so quickly to the ball, and you saw a great example of that speed right there.
This play was designed to go inside. Bargan thought he could go to the outside. See, there's a lane right there. It's coming up. But he decides, I'm going to go to the edge and see if I can beat it with my speed. Did not happen. Pursuit from McCook took care of that. Creates a long 3rd down again.
3rd and 5 at the 26, coming up on a minute remaining 3rd quarter. Greenway coming around the edge. He's got the first down for Pius to the 34-yard line. The misdirection had McCook going one way. Greenway took it to the right and ends up with a good gain and a first down.
Cody Reinert, he's the guy out there on the edge, the left guard. Number 61 in your screen. He's pulling right there across the screen. Watch Bargan take off there. And there's Reinert with the block that makes it all work. Actually takes out 2 people on the block.
Drew Wilson, the guy that felt the brunt of that block. 1st and 10 from the 34. Fullback up the middle. James Castle. Look at that tough running to the 39-yard line. That was just pure strength from James Castle.
Little off tackle play to the fullback here. The quarterback reverses out. Straight zone blocking from up front, man-to-man blocking, and the fullback just finds a little seam. Great job by the offensive line of Pius to create that hole.
This Pius offensive line has really played well tonight. Outstanding.
2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line. Pius by 4, late 3rd quarter. Jordan Reed on the option. Reed keeps and is drilled down at the 40-yard line. Reed will feel that one. He got popped as he came around the edge, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. What a championship game we have going on here tonight. Lincoln Pius leads McCook by 4 as we head to quarter number 4.
He staked his company to start the information age. He raised the limits to open the skies for everyone. She bet girls were ready for a new way to play. 3 gamblers who risked it all. They made America.
Monday night at 9 Central Time on NETV.
Simakaitis delivers with a shot into the gap, and that's going to drop in there for a base hit. Trying to end the marathon. And she does on the ace. 15, at the 10, at the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Brooke Snyder.
Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
NETV Sports coverage of the 2004 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by NPPD, always there when you need us. By Bryan LGH Medical Center, the first name in healthcare. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, promoting soy biodiesel fuel, clean burning and renewable, making a difference for soybean farmers and you. And by Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. We'll start the 4th quarter with Pius facing a 3rd down and 4. 4-point lead for the Bolts. And here we go on 3rd down. Option play, Reed, the pitch. Bargan has the corner, the first down and more. Bargan across the 45 into McCook territory at the 41. Huge play for Daniel Bargan and for Pius.
Just a great play. It's basically a sprint option left. Everybody that runs option runs this one. They seal everybody except the force guy who's the outside backer in the 4-4. That's Lease. They pitch off him and there's nobody left out there. A great block downfield by number 36, the receiver. That's Greenway, and it springs Bargan for a big game.
Looked like he was maybe going to take it to the house, but Tony Purvis was over there getting off that block that Greenway made as Pius continues to roll here.
Bargan down to the 38, 3-yard pickup, 23 carries, 103 yards now for Daniel Bargan on the evening.
Well, they talk about him being the spark of this football team, and we saw a lot of sparks right there. He put a bit of a charge into the Pius Thunderbolts as they 11-24 away here. They're on the move. But McCook, you never count this defense out. This is a tough, tough defense. They've given up just 4 points average on the year per game.
2nd and 7, ball at the 38-yard line. Castle and Bargan in the eye. Castle on the option, Reed around the edge, and Reed to the 32-yard line. Very close to the first down marker, about a yard shy. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Pius.
Well, they've run this off-tackle play to the fullback a bunch of times. Obviously, the play that goes along with that is the option play off it. Quarterback pulls it right there. Reed with a great pull out of that. Finds a hole up the middle. Picks up big yardage, and they have a 3rd and short.
And he did a great job of running the option off of Drew Wilson. Wilson doesn't know which way to go to the quarterback or the pitch man. Stayed right there, and Reed just took it inside.
3rd down and short. Castle up the middle across the 25 and rolls down to the 21. 11 yards for the big fullback James Castle, and Pius on the move.
That'll make brothers Ted and Paul Castle very happy. They were on state championship teams years ago. As Castle rumbles up inside, and Scott, that's what the option play or the wide plays do for you. All of a sudden, bing, the fullback's on you before you know it.
Absolutely. As a defensive player, if you're having to run and run to get to the perimeter, a little quick fullback hitter up the middle right there will catch you off guard.
At the 21, toss play, Bargan cuts it back up and wrapped up at the 19-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup on the play. And good recovery by McCook as he cut it back inside to get him around the ankles.
Good change of direction by Mason Pohl, the linebacker over there, 5'10", 160 pounds. Had to go into the outside, but he saw the back start to cut. Again, he changed directions, was able to come up and make the tackle. He's number 30.
2nd down, 8 at the 19-yard line. McCook needs to hold to a 3 here. That's their defense's job right now. Bargan down near the 15-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and medium for Pius with 9:26 to play.
You know, guys, watch the body language after a play. Guys are starting to get up a little bit slower and walking back to the huddle. This is such a physical game. You know, the speed, the quickness, the hitting, and all the other things that go with it. People are starting to tire right now.
3rd down, 5. Ball at the 16-yard line of McCook. Reed gives to Castle. He slipped as he cut and was covered very quickly. McCook's defense gets the hold, and it's 4th down. They get it right, though, into the middle of the field, does Pius, and a good spot for Greg Zerline to bang home a field goal.
It is a good spot right in the middle of the field. They run the off-tackle play to the fullback, and he got kissed that time. A big hit. He was down low, and the McCook linebacker came up and really popped him. This field goal is big because it gives them a 7-point lead again, and it secures at least a tie for them. McCook were happened to get a touchdown.
Pius a problem. They didn't have enough people out on the field. They had to take a timeout and burn a timeout. Keep that in mind as we move along here.
8:37 to play in the 4th quarter. Let's go downstairs to Larry Putney.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Adrian mentioned it, and they're here, the Castle brothers. This is Paul Castle, won a state championship with Pius in '98, and to my right is Ted Castle, won it in '95. You were unbeaten like your brother James Castle, who's playing right now at fullback. Do you have any advice for him?
Unbeaten's tough, you know. They're playing their last game, so, I mean, I guess we'll find out here in about 8 minutes, so hopefully he can pull it off.
And they were all fullbacks. Paul went on to play at the University of Nebraska for a while. What do you remember about your state championship run?
Well, we played Lexington, and it was a pretty good game. We pretty much controlled them the whole game, but it was a good time, good memories.
Paul got married last night, guys. This is his honeymoon.
Well, you know what? Why not? Go to a state championship game. Greg Zerline will line up for a 33-yard field goal attempt. It is up, and it is no good. It just hooked to the left, and McCook comes away with a big shot of momentum.
Snap was good. Hold was good. Just a little bit of a pull to the left, as you said. And we're still at 7-3.
What a big boost for the McCook Bison as they go in, get pushed down the field a little bit, but come away no points on the board for Pius. That's got to give them a big attitude lift going into this offensive huddle, Scott.
I'd be more excited if I was in that McCook huddle right now. That would have been a big field goal for Pius. It's a shame to drive all the way down the field and not come away with anything.
Let's go back downstairs quickly to Larry Putney.
Hey guys, remember this is a college field goal too. In high school, that would have been good.
No question about it. Purvis on the play fake, airing it out. Catch is made at the 40, the 45, into Pius territory. Jeremy Young out of bounds at the Pius 47.
The element of surprise works again here. Terrific play action here. Watch the fake. I mean, everybody bought it there. All the guys in green jerseys bought it. Purvis sold it really well, and then just a deep outside seam route. Jeremy Young He hasn't caught many this year, just 7 catches coming in, but that's a big one right there.
First down and 10. Up the middle, Alex Beam, and just around the ankles, Michael Seidel saved a huge gain.
Well, you don't want to let the offense get 2 big plays on you in a row if you're Pius. Seidel with a good tackle there to keep it to a 5-yard gain. McCook said they hadn't thrown much, but that's because they didn't have to, and they certainly looked like they could on that last play.
65 yards passing tonight for McCook. Right at their average at 66 on the year. 2nd and 5 from the 42. Again, they'll try the fullback, and this time nothing doing. 1 yard is all for Alex Beam. 3rd and 4. 7:36 to play, 4th quarter, and you can feel, guys, the momentum has started to trickle over to the McCook sideline right now.
A big play will do that. The crowd's back into it. The play is back into it. Michael Seidel, another excellent play that time. The linebacker squared up on the runner and just brought him down right dead in his tracks.
The line 3 out to the right of the line. The trip set on 3rd and 4. Purvis rolls that direction. Has time, throws, and it is tipped away at the last minute. Michael Millard, how big has he been tonight?
Well, if the ball's going up, he's the one that's going to get his hand on it. That was basically going to be a completion, a great throw again by Purvis, but Millard just stepped in front of it. And when you can't get the ball, I'm not necessarily sure he got the ball, but if you can't get the ball, you get the receiver's arms right there, and that's just as good. If you rip his arms apart, he's not going to be able to hold on to the ball. Great play as a defensive back by Michael Millard.
4th down and 4 from the Pius 41. 7:07 to play, 4th quarter, and Jeff Gross says we're going. Backs in the eye. 4th down and 4. Purvis on the option. Talise trying to get the corner, and he does not get the first down. Stopped 2 yards shy of the first. Ross Bosin with the tackle.
As soon as Pius was able to diagnose option play, you can see about 4 green jerseys converging to the pitch area. You want to make sure that the quarterback's going to pitch the football. There's Seidel 33 getting out there. There you go right there. Now watch all the green jerseys coming. Just converging on the ball carrier. Pursuit has been just paramount tonight.
They're not just strolling over there.
No, they're getting over there,
They're
Scott.
sprinting over there and making
outstanding
plays.
McCook trying to battle it. This is great. Love this.
Fantastic game tonight. 7:01 to play. 7-3 Pius. 1st and 10 from the 39. Bosin in at quarterback now for the Bolts, and Bosin will keep it. Bosin upended at the 39-yard line. What a tackle by Tony Purvis, quarterback to quarterback, and Purvis drops him.
Oh, he says, you can hit me hard, but I'm going to come hit you too. That's a great tackle by a kid that plays both ways for McCook.
Bosin trying to get out to the edge. Just doesn't have quite enough speed to get there, and this is just a terrific tackle. Nowhere for the pins to go on that kind of play. You just go right straight to the turf.
2nd down 9 from the 40. 6:28 remaining, 4th quarter. Castle and Bargan behind Bosin in the eye. Bosin on the delay, gives it to Bargan. Big hit in the hole. McCook really popping. The defense got a shot of life on that last drive, and they're taking advantage of it. Good tackle in there made by Mason Pohl.
Pius pulls the onside guard and the tackle here. Watch Jeff Lister from McCook, 63, right there. And just terrific play. Terrific play. Even though Pius had pulled their guard, their tackle, the lead, Lister able to work around the block along with a couple of teammates.
A noisy Memorial Stadium for this Class B championship game, late 4th quarter. 3rd and 10 on the 39. Toss play, Bargan to the outside. Nothing there.
Scott, just like Pius, McCook just speed to burn, pursuing to the ball, pulling to the ball. Just outstanding defense by both of these teams.
Well, the edge is hard to come by in this game with the speed on both defenses. Both teams are trying to get out there and have had some success, some limited success, but most of Pius' success has come between the tackles.
Wobbly punt by Millard at the 32-yard line. Kenny slips as he tries to cut it upfield. And Paul Kenny down at the 37-yard line. That's where McCook will go to work with 4:59 to play. All 3 timeouts, trailing by 4 at 7-3 in this Class B state championship. And what's on the line for Jeff Gross and McCook? Well, 2 straight championships, a 38-game winning streak, a perfect season, and a chance to get that 3rd title. Let's go downstairs quickly. Larry Putney.
Guys, you've been talking about it all day, but isn't it great when a game lives up to all the pre-hype?
Man, it's been fantastic.
Absolutely.
And you get the feeling a big finish is in store. Purvis on the option. Lease with a blocker out in front. Turns the corner. Lease at midfield. Across the 45 and down to the 40-yard line. Biggest run of the night for Brendan Lease, who has been hemmed in by that Bolt defense.
Well, they ran this play once before. It's a lead option play. Last time they ran it, you remember Benish blew it up, took on the block, and made the tackle. This time they have some defenders out there, but good blocking out ahead of Lease there. He comes up with a big gain, and momentum's definitely on the McCook side.
Double team on Kyle Fichtner is what made it go. He's been a problem on that option all night. Here's the play.
Same play other way.
And Lease with a good gain of 4 yards to the 36-yard line. 2nd and 6 for McCook from the 36 of Pius.
And that's Fichtner right there that made the play. They double teamed him on that last play, that option the other way that got it all the way upfield. He comes over and makes the play this time.
2nd down and 6 from the 36-yard line of Pius. Pius leading 7-3. Coming down for another fantastic finish, perhaps, in the Class B state championship. Tony Purvis under center for McCook. Play fake. Pressure comes. Purvis floats it out on a screen to Lease, and he falls down at the 34. He had a convoy of blockers out front. If he keeps his footing, there's some yardage to be made there.
Great call right there by the McCook bench. Selling the play action right there. And unfortunately for McCook, Lease cannot keep the feed, but McCook just continuing to battle, the mark of a champion, just continuing to battle.
From the 34 of Pius, 3rd down 4. Fake the counter, Purvis on the keep, trying to get to the edge. He's got the 1st down, and he dives ahead to the 29-yard line of Pius. 3:24 to play. McCook with a new set of downs.
Just a little counter action here. They fake the counter to Lease. Takes his time, which is nice. Sets up his blockers in front of him. And a good run by Purvis. Way to know where the 1st down marker is. Lowered his shoulder and dives across the 30 for the 1st down.
Millard usually is Michael Millard good for run support that time, but he got kicked out on a block there.
Fichtner again on the stop for Pius. What a night he's had. Lease on the toss. Lease tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Nate Wissink. And boy, the speed, even late in this game, is still so evident on both defenses. Pius that time with great speed.
It's the time, Scott, that you reach down when you're a true competitor. As we look at it again, you reach down here and just go for it again. You reach for your 3rd win and make it all work for you.
Well, you don't want to leave anything on the field. This is a state championship game.
2nd down 11. They fake the toss up the middle. And Wissink not fooled. Alex Beam ahead for 2. Brings up a huge 3rd and 9. A long 9 here for McCook. They're right at the 29. They need to get the ball in between the 19 and 20 of Pius. 2:23 to play. And we are getting down to the crunch here for McCook. What will they do? Trailing by 4 late 4th quarter. Flags fly, and this play will stop. And it's against McCook. It'll cost him 5.
So basically, they're going to have 2 downs to pick up 15 yards here, and hope for more on one of those plays or both. But just toughen their work up a little bit. Wissink, 2 straight big plays for Pius. Defensive tackle playing his heart out here, along with all the other guys in the green shirts and the McCook Bison. Everybody just giving it their all right now. It's terrific.
And like you said, Adrian, they got 2 plays here. So if you're the coach, you want to call a play that can get you 7 or 8 yards and set you up for a chance to get the 1st down on 4th down.
Trips to the right. Purvis rolls that direction. Steps up. Now he's got a lane to run. At the 30, at the 25, and that's a good play for McCook. They are 5.5 yards away from a 1st. It's 4th down. A field goal does you no good. You need a first down.
Absolutely, Kevin. It's all or nothing right here with the time being what it is. As Purvis looking down, trying to find a receiver, but doesn't happen, but just comes up about 5 short.
Well, what a night we have had at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. 7-3, Pius X leading McCook with 1:34 remaining. This has been fun. Scott Frost, Adrian Fiala up here with me. I'm Kevin Kugler. Larry Putney down on the field. Guys, what a great way to finish this off. This has been great.
Well, you can't ask for a better game than this. A beautiful night in November in Nebraska, and these are two fine football teams going at it.
Speed, speed, speed.
Kevin, this is what high school football, that's why I love this game so well. It's pure, it's fast, it's fun, and it's just dedicated to things we like about sports. I love this kind of stuff, and these two teams are just toe-to-toe, and they're going at it. I love it.
Comes down to one more play for McCook. They need a first down. It's 4th and 5 for the McCook Bison. What do we do here? If you're Jeff Gross and McCook, you've had the huddle, you took the timeout. This is the streak. This is the championship.
Well, they've been pretty successful in the option here in the second half, and it gives Purvis another opportunity. Scott, what do you think?
I look for a rollout down here to the bottom of the field. I think they'll run a pass play and give him a chance to throw it or run it.
The formation says that's what they're going to do as he's looking.
Trying to use the cadence to draw Pius off and get a little bit closer to that first down mark. He didn't get it. And so the timeout is taken. McCook with one timeout left. Well, we'd certainly like to know what you think of our coverage of the Nebraska State High School Football Championships. If you wouldn't mind just jotting us a note, whether it's email or regular mail. The address is NETV Sports, P.O. Box 83111, Lincoln, Nebraska 68501. The email address for your feedback, netvsports@unl.edu. We'd love to hear from you. Your comments are certainly important to all of us at NETV Sports, and we'd like to know what you think of our coverage, not only of tonight's game, but of all 6 of the state championship finals, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I wish we could take credit for the quality of this game tonight, but that goes to the coaches and players out there on the field. It's just been fortunate, our pleasure to be up here and watch this one.
Absolutely, Kevin. Jeff Gross and his offense right down below us, strategizing, trying to get that one play that's going to work. They maybe have it there. They're breaking the huddle, and this could be ball game right here, guys.
1:34 to play. McCook trailing by 4, 4th and 5 at the Pius 25-yard line. Motion coming from Jeff Kluge. Play fake. Roll to the left. Purvis throws. Incomplete. It's knocked away, but here comes the flag. A late flag at the end of the play, and it's going to give McCook a new set of downs.
You wanted to give Purvis a chance to either throw it or run it with 4th and 5. Play action, rolling out, Scott, our favorite play as we talked about earlier. And we will hear the call here in a minute. Pass interference. Referee Dan Gould.
And it was a late flag. I believe it was the right call, but he had to think about whether he wanted to call that or not. And I got to say that I think Purvis was really close to being across the line of scrimmage, too, before he threw that pass.
Let's take a look.
He's okay there. Oh, my.
Hard to tell. Really hard to tell there. But the pass interference is called, and it gives McCook brand new life down near the 12-yard line. First down and 10 with 1:28 to play. Purvis fumbles the snap, picks it up on a hop, throws, catch, Lease, 5, touchdown! Lease into the end zone with 1:22 to play. And McCook takes the first lead of the night.
Talked earlier, Kevin, about the mark of a champion, the pride of a champion, the strength of a champion, and McCook hangs in there and just miraculously moves the football down. Again, tough football. Good plays that were called and then executed, Scott, to perfection for the TD.
Well, this is some kind of game. It was executed to perfection except for the center to quarterback exchange, which was fumbled.
He got the play off.
Got the friendly field turf bounce. Cherry, the extra point, and the extra point is blocked. That is big because Pius, as we've told you, has a fantastic field goal kicker who's hit a 51-yarder this year. And that field goal would now give Pius the win in the state title game. Let's watch the touchdown again. This one's not over.
Well, he's going to roll right. Obviously, he fumbles the snap. We saw it in the last game. Sometimes when the ball goes down on the ground like that, the defense has a tendency to freeze, and I think that kind of happened to Michael Millard right there. He saw the ball being fumbled. He took one step inside, and that's just enough for somebody with Lisa's speed to get outside of him and get the edge, and he carries it in easily for the touchdown.
The pass right on the money gives his receiver the great opportunity to catch the ball and turn around and go with it. Lee's a very sure-handed young man, and he helps his team out immensely here. That's just his second touchdown reception on the year.
And there's Zerline beginning his warm-ups on the Pius sideline. Missed one earlier, a short one that looms rather large right now. But he could redeem himself very easily by banging home one that would win a state championship, and he'll have that opportunity if his offense can put something together here.
2 timeouts left for Pius. Those will play a big factor in the remainder of the game.
Remember, they had to take one earlier that maybe they didn't want to.
Josh Cherry, a line drive kick, bouncing and taken at the 13-yard line by Corey Kalant. And Kalant dropped at the 16-yard line. Great coverage downfield by McCook on the kickoff, and Pius with a long way to go to get in field goal range.
Well, the up-back caught that kickoff, Kalant. When you catch it, I think the return was set up to go to the left side of the field, but sometimes when that thing's bouncing around, you just got to get upfield and get as many yards as you can. Give your offense a little shorter distance to go.
It's a live ball on the kickoff, and it's a free ball, and if you don't get it, the other guys do, you're in big trouble. You lose it. So, yeah, Scott, you've got to get possession of football, secure it.
It'll be Ross Bosin in at quarterback to try to lead Pius to a game-winning drive. 1st and 10 on the 16. Bosin rolls out. He's got a gun. Fires it down the right sideline towards Millard, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Try to get a huge chunk of real estate on the very first play here. Maybe try to isolate this left corner down here. Didn't work. There was double coverage down there. Well thrown football. As you said earlier, it's got a nice tight spiral that Bosin throws, but well overthrown on the play. You got to think that the way McCook is going to be covering right now, you're going to look at something on the underneath route, maybe an intermediate underneath route, and then try to get to the sideline to get out of bounds.
2nd down 10 from the 16. Trips to the right of the line for Pius. Bosin will roll that direction. Steps up, slings it out to Millard. Millard's got the first down to the 30-yard line. Boy, Bosin has got a cannon for an arm.
Man, he's throwing some darts, I tell you what. That first one he threw about 50 yards, and he threw it about 5 yards out of bounds over here to the diagonal stripes on the sideline. But that one right there could have taken Millard's pads off the way he threw that thing.
6'3", 185 pounds. There's the timeouts remaining. 1 minute left. They've set the chains. Pius taking a little time here, and they're going to have to use one of those timeouts. Oh, that's not going to make Tim Aylward happy. You didn't want to use it there after the first down. A little bit of confusion, and now only one remains for the Thunderbolts.
Well, you practice a 2-minute drill, and I'm sure that Coach Aylward has them practicing that, and you get the clock to stop on a first down, and if you're efficient at your 2-minute offense, you should be able to get in the huddle or get a play called at line of scrimmage, and you shouldn't waste too many seconds between the end of the last play and the snap on the next play. Had to burn one of their 2 timeouts, and that's going to be a big factor in the rest of this game.
Tim in the huddle right now. Instructions, encouragement.
Do you feel you have more questions than answers about your child's college education? On December 9th, NETV will have a live call-in program, Countdown to College, to help you through the college process and answer your questions about your child's higher learning. Watch Countdown to College Thursday, December 9th at 7 Central Time only on NETV.
And guys, with just one timeout now, Pius is going to have to use the sidelines to their advantage in terms of managing the clock as they break the huddle, and the 2 wide receivers, actually 3 people come down here to the right side.
1st down and 10 from the 30. 55 seconds remaining. Pius down 2, 9-7. Greenway in motion to the left. They'll run the option. Bosin on the keep across the 35 and stacked up at the 38-yard line, but the clock's going to continue to run here. Under 45 seconds to play.
And it looks like they called 2 plays in the last huddle at that timeout, which means they're going to be able to get up to the line and run another play real quick. Good coaching.
2nd down 2 from the 38-yard line. A lot of time running off. Bosin on the roll, throwing over the middle. Millard's got it at midfield. That'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to play. Millard down at midfield, and Millard is hurt. Millard is going to be tended to. He got popped pretty hard coming over the middle. And boy, that is their sticky-fingered, sure-handed receiver who's been involved in everything. Pius does not want him on the sidelines right now.
Big pass plays tonight for Pius. He has been the guy who has been on the receiving end. We'll see him go into traffic right here as Boston delivers that little sidearm delivery. And now all the white jerseys converge. What happened here? A little wind problem,
May have
perhaps?
had the wind, yeah. They'll take him out.
Come out for one play.
And they will wind the clock. He'll jog off. Millard will stand right by the coach, I'm sure, to get back in. Wind the clock, under 25 seconds to play. On first down, Boston on the roll, floats it out, incomplete. Pressure came, and Boston got rid of it a little sooner than he wanted to. It's second down, 20 seconds to play. Pius down 2.
Looked like somebody got a hand on it. That ball just knuckleball right out of there.
That was Beam that got a hand on it, I think. The fullback and linebacker coming around and scraping off the end on this rollout. Gets his left hand up right there. Would have been another completion, but Pius is going to need another completion or two. Probably about 20 yards, Adrian, to get close enough to have a good shot at the field goal.
At least that, Scott, maybe even a little bit further. As we talked about earlier, Zerline, good from 51, but you really don't want him to have to kick it that far in this situation.
Pius does have the one timeout. Boston on the roll to the right. Lots of time to throw. Down the middle, Millard's got it. He's going to score. Touchdown, Pius. Michael Millard with 11 seconds remaining. And the streak may have come to an end.
What an incredible football game.
Ran it right to the post and ran it right by the Rico Quezada back there. Was on the coverage, but Millard, remember we talked about reaching down, guys? Holy cow, that was amazing. We have seen some football all day today.
And it's a good thing that kid was only hurt for one play. He's out on the sideline for one play, comes back in and catches what could be a game-winning touchdown pass.
Wow. So 11 seconds remaining. What a ball game tonight. Zerline lining up to try the extra point. And the kick is good. 11 seconds left. And Pius strikes on the 49-yard touchdown pass to Michael Millard.
Boston here, we talked about this laser arm that he has. He's going to let plays develop. McCook in a deep defense down there. Sometimes, as we talk about prevent defenses, don't work all that well, but there it is right there. As Quezada is beat by about 3 steps, man.
That's a great throw right there. This kid rolls right, sets his feet, goes to about the third guy he's looking at, and that's as good a throw as a college kid will make right there, right on the dot to Michael Millard.
We were watching him in the pregame, and we noticed his arm. It was a very, very nice football, and that one was right there on the money. Receiver catches it right on stride, Scott, and that's what you like.
Not too bad for a guy that splits time at quarterback.
Let's take a quick look here. I think that's just, it's his 3rd touchdown pass of the year, I believe.
The 84-yard drive, guys, and what a finish to this ball game. 11 seconds left, and we're not going to call this one until the final second ticks off. You don't know what might happen tonight.
Jeff Gross will have something up his sleeve as Pius lines it up. Try to knuckleball one down here.
I'm telling you what, I'm not kicking the ball to Lease right now. I'll kick it to one of these linemen up front before I kick it to him.
That ball is going to bounce and go out of bounds. And McCook, without any time running off the clock, is going to end up with pretty good field position. And with that one timeout left, a chance to run perhaps 2, maybe, well, probably 2 plays is about all you're going to get.
I think Coach Gross is saying he wants him to kick it again. I think he thinks his best chance is to get a big kick return here. He looks like he's pointing back, saying, let's scoot him back 5 yards and make him kick the ball again.
I think you're right, Scott. He was pointing to go back the other way, and I think that's what he's going to do. They're going to re-kick this, move it back 5, and he's got Jeff Klug and Brendan Lease back deep, 2 guys with great speed. Also back there for McCook as the up man is Rico Quezada. Just wants these guys to get out there and run. He's got his speed team out there.
Honestly, guys, I was surprised they kicked the ball up in the air. I really thought they'd knuckleball it, skid along the ground. sometimes that happens, and it's just so hard to handle. A guy mishandles the football, and you get your coverage down there. And at a minimum, there's hardly any return on it. But we'll see what happens now. Is they're going to try it again.
What a ball game.
11 ticks left, and yeah, it's just absolutely tremendous.
14-9 Pius with the lead. Coming back on a 49-yard touchdown from Ross Bozen to Michael Millard.
And now the kickoff looks right. We're kicking off from little X on the 35-yard line where you're supposed to kick off from.
A traditionalist all the way, Scott Frost. Ready to boot from the 35. Zerline, a little bouncer. That one's going to go toward the sideline and also out of bounds.
Well, I'd make them kick it again. Sooner or later, they'll be kicking off from their own end zone.
Well, if you did it once, you'll do it again. Second time it goes out of bounds. Zerline having some problems booting that one away, and here comes the third kick of the night.
Well, I'd just pooch it up in the air, down the middle, try to kick it short. These kids that are up backs from McCook aren't going to be nearly as dangerous as Brendan Lease back there.
You just make them feel the ball, because once that ball touches the player, the clock starts, and at least 4, 5, 6 seconds are going to go off, or probably 5 seconds for sure before they get done.
Which will leave them time for about one play. If they're in their own territory, it's hard.
Yeah, but see, now they get this ball in pretty good shape. Right. They're within the throw to the end zone.
Numbers tonight: Pius 311 yards total offense, McCook 215. As we await the third kickoff here from Zerline. There's a line drive kick, bounces to Lease at the 20. Lease to the 35, to the 40. And with 6 seconds to go, McCook sets up at the 44-yard line. And time for one last play, unless they go over the middle very quickly and fall down and get the clock stopped.
Well, I doubt McCook's quarterback, Purvis, has the arm to get it to the end zone from here. If I was coaching, you have anything in the offense like a hook and lateral, something like that, a little bit of deception, it's probably the time to pull it out.
6 seconds remaining in the Class B championship. Trips to the left. Blitz coming up the middle. Purvis airs it out over the middle. Incomplete. 1 second remains. They'll have one last shot. Klug broke free there.
Klug was free, and the ball just about maybe a yard and a half too tall that time. And I was going to say before the play started, at minimum, you need about 6 seconds to go. And that's just about what happened there on the play. Incomplete, 1 second left, and they get another chance, and you'll see Purvis move it again.
Well, if I'm Coach Aylward, I have two guys standing back here on the goal line. They got behind Pius's defense right there. There's no excuse for that. You got to let the ball be caught in front of you and just make a tackle, and the game's over.
Cardinal rule, just keep the receiver in front of you at all costs.
Final play. Purvis sets, throwing it as far as he can, and Lincoln Pius the 10th, state champions in Class B. What a ball game tonight. Disappointment for McCook, but Pius in a fourth quarter comeback grabs victory from the jaws of defeat. The Bolts are the state champions.
And you have to credit this Pius defense tonight for really stepping it up. They hold McCook to 215 total yards tonight, guys, and that's incredible for a team that was going at 442 a clip on average over the year. And Pius's offense, again, right there with it. McCook holding their opponents to 164, and Pius gets 311. Outstanding work.
And what a great game. You had a missed field goal by Pius. It looked like it was going to cost them the game when you had the interference call against them. McCook went in and took the lead, and Pius showing a 2-minute offense, a vicious passing attack, took it down the field with a great pass, come back and take a 14-9 lead and win the game.
The West Coast offense couldn't do it any better. Ross Bozen with the touchdown pass to win it for Pius. They are the state champs in Class B. 14-9 the final over McCook.
Nebraska is the only state served completely by publicly owned power. That means our success isn't determined by how well we serve stockholders,
but by how well we serve fellow Nebraskans. It means Nebraskans working 24 hours a day to provide uninterrupted service and affordable electric rates to other Nebraskans. Always there when you need us. NPPD. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
Bryan LGH West is bringing advanced neuroscience technology to Nebraska, offering the state's first gamma knife radiosurgery to non-invasively treat brain tumors and severe facial pain, and working with Nebraska's only physician specially trained in coiling for brain aneurysms. Just 2 examples of our commitment to neuroscience care for Nebraskans and our neighbors. Bryan LGH, the first name in healthcare.
Happy 50th birthday, NET!
There is no place like Nebraska. Dear old Nebraska, you.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska.
NETV Sports coverage of the 2004 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by NPPD, always there when you need us. By Bryan LGH Medical Center, the first name in healthcare. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, promoting soy biodiesel fuel, clean burning and renewable, making a difference for soybean farmers and you. And by Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. 14-9, Lincoln Pius the 10th, your state champions in Class B. It looked like McCook would keep their 38-game winning streak alive with 1:22 left in the fourth when they scored to go ahead 9-7. But Pius, 6 plays, 84 yards, with 11 seconds remaining in the ballgame. Michael Millard on a 49-yard reception from Ross Bozen. Touchdown, Pius, your state champions in Class B. Let's go to public address announcer Dave Keem to award McCook their runner-up medals.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is happy to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Nate Steinman of Southern Valley, Dr. Brian Maher from Centennial, and U.S. Bank representative Kerry Callan. Here are the awards for Class B runner-up McCook. Will head coach Jeff Gross and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Michael Millard. Correction, number 1 is Zach Valkwartson. Number 2, Josh Cherry. Number 3, Jeff Klug. Number 4, Mitch Haslett. Number 5, Tony Purvis. Number 6, Derek Rupert. Number 7, Joel Arterburn. Number 8, Alex Hanchera. Number 9, Micah Kamla. Number 10, Drew Wilson.
It has been a pleasure to coach you.
Number 11, Darren Berry. Number 12, Rico Quezada. Number 13, David Capel. Number 14, Wes Frame. Number 15, Ryan Bedore. Number 16, Austin Gesselman. Number 18, Andrew Reitz. Number 19, Paul Kenny. Number 20, Brandon Park. Number 21, Garrett Rippin. Number 23, David McCorkle. Number 24, Nate Berry. Number 25, Brandon Kochwa. Number 26, Josh Mullen. Number 27, Aaron Gudenberger. Number 28, Caleb Morgan. Number 29, Levi Allegria. Number 30, Mason Pohl. Number 31, Brian Winder. Number 32, Alex Beam. Number 33, Jared Mullenkamp. Number 34, Craig Fritz. Number 35, Austin Berenberg. Number 42, Mark Rogers. Number 43, Brad Ackerman. Number 44, Brendan Lease. Number 45, Sam Fraser. Number 50, Paul Farrell. Number 52, Derek Sailors. Number 53, Eric Ramsey. Number 54, Reed Spencer. Number 55, Tony Aguilar. Number 56, Ryan Sawfeld. Number 57, Nick Schilling. Number 58, Daniel Schaffert. Number 60, John Haig. Number 61, Luke Kochwa. Number 62, Carl Shattuck. Number 63, Jeff Leister. Number 64, Jace Doolin. Number 65, Brock Hubert. Number 66, Ken Dobb. Number 67, Logan Polly. 68, J.D. Stone. Number 70, Tyler Teason. Number 71, Josh Friend. Number 72, Nathan Bauman. Number 73, Chris Sandman. Number 75, Chris Stahl. 76, Sam Siss. 77, Matt Baer. 80, John Bryant. 81, Ted Chancellor. 82, Dan Banda. 83, Brian Botsford. Number 84, Evan Ketter. Number 86, Zach Coburn. Number 87, Jeremy Young. 88, John Swanhorst. Number 89, Austin Horgan. And now, here is the 2004 Class B runner-up trophy. Congratulations, McCook High School.
Well, there's very few outfits in the entire state classier than McCook and the program that Jeff Gross is running, and he is encouraging his fans and his players to celebrate as if they won the state championship. It's been a long time since these kids, some of them have never tasted defeat, all the way up from 8th grade football on up to here. It was 2001 when they last lost to Scotts Bluff in the playoffs. They are tasting it for the first time tonight, but boy, you give a lot of credit to Jeff Gross and McCook. They treat it like it's a big game. They treat it win or lose just the way you're supposed to. And congratulations to McCook. They win with grace and they lose with grace tonight.
Absolutely, Kevin. A great year for them. And Jeff is just a wonderful gentleman, a great coach, as we know. And what I like about Jeff is that he respects the game and he respects the kids. And they play the game to their level, vast and utmost every time they go. As I said earlier on in the broadcast, their junior varsity team was 7-0 this year. Mark my words, fans. They'll be back for action next year, and don't be surprised if they're right back here in this final game again. But Jeff, great job today. All your kids, great job today. Just a little bit short, but wow, what an effort. Tremendous effort.
The champions are Lincoln Pius X, the Thunderbolts, and let's go back to Dave Kame, and we'll introduce you to the champs as we get them their medals.
Now to the champions from Lincoln Pius X High School. First, head coach Tim Alward, we have a special award for you. Now, coach, would you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Michael Millard. Number 2, Ross Lawson. Number 3, Daniel Bargan. Number 5, Jordan Reed. Number 6, Stephen Mattern. Number 7, Paul Ilwar. Number 8, Zach Dalton. Number 10, Christopher Mahati. Number 10, Aaron Hellum. Number 11, Matthew Bennis. Number 13, Zach Goodwin. Number 14, Bennett Simon. Number 15, Corbin Van Slyke. Number 16, Thomas Hergert. Number 20, John Poland. Number 21, Jacob Barnes. 22, Ryan Fisher. 23, Benjamin Heath. 24, Drew Sukup. Number 25, Corey Calland. Number 26, Daniel Gross-Rody. Number 27, William Ryan. Number 31, Ryan Hatton. 32, Mitch Hain. 33, Michael Seidel. Number 35, Jared Silvey. Number 36, Matthew Greenway. Number 40, Nicholas Hall. '41, Kyle Fitchner. 42, David Fraser. Number 43, Ben Verilek. Number 44, James Castle. Number 45, Jesse Sack. 46, Corey Steuben. 47, Joel Dreyer. 48, Kyle Feltis. 53, Ryan Hayes. 54, Richard Dugas. 55, Raymond Pollock. Number 56, Nate Wissing. Number 57, Benjamin Bachman. Number 58, Clinton Kuchera. Number 60, Max Bruckner. 61, Cody Reinert. 64, Brian McMinchin. 65, James Barron. 66, Sam Griffin. 67, Eddie Krychek. 68, Brett Belden. 69, Grant Schmeilzel. 72, Jason Dorr. 73, Andrew Millhouse. 74, Patrick Gildia. Number 75, TJ Webster. 76, Corey Haichia. 79, Austin Stanley. 80, Landon Dean. 81, Jacob Hesacker. 82, Gregory Zerloin. 85, Andrew Cole. 86, Todd Svoboda. 87, Daniel Thielen. 89, Mitchell Wiebelhaus. 91, Jeremy Seeland. 93, Eric Lindenstein. 94, Lucas Faison. And now, for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2004 Class B State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Lincoln Pius X High School.
The champions of Class B, Lincoln Pius X, a thriller tonight as they score with 11 seconds left on a 49-yard touchdown pass to take state and get the championship, first title since 1998. Scott, what a fantastic football game tonight.
Well, this is one of the best high school football games I've ever seen personally. 2004 seems to be the year of the parochial school. 5 out of the 6 champions are from private schools. But hats off to both these teams, especially Pius. In order to be the best, you got to beat the best. McCook's been the best for 3 years. They played like it tonight, and Pius had to go take it from him.
What a weekend, Aid. We have seen some fantastic football, but none better. As we said at the very top of the program tonight, we've saved the best for last, and we certainly did tonight.
Kevin, absolutely. Congratulations to Tim Aylward, his staff, all the Pius football players, their fans and supporters. An absolutely stunning night for them. And I tell you what, I like this game so much. I'm going to order one of those tapes.
I figured you probably would. You know what? You can get yourself a VHS copy or DVD of this ball game or any of our state championships. Just log on to mynptv.org. That's an easy way to do it. Get yourself a copy for yourself. Let's go down onto the field. Larry Putney is amidst the happy green and gold of Lincoln Pius X.
Well, I think happy is putting it mildly. These guys are going crazy down here. Coach, first of all, congratulations. It looks like you need to open up that offense a little more.
Yeah, we maybe need to work on our passing game. So. Maybe we'll look at West Coast offense or something next year.
Talk about that call at the end.
Well, we had called, when I sent the play in, I told him to look for Greenway going across the middle. He was covered. Mike had run what we call a wheel route, and it had come up open late, and Ross was able to sit in the pocket long enough to find it. It was a great job by Ross. Nice job by Mike by not giving up on his route. It's really a great effort.
I think a lot of people saw him throw the ball in that last drive and went, wow, great arm, live arm.
He can't throw the ball. That's his strong point. Ross is very good at that, and it's one of those things that when we alternate our quarterbacks, then each has their strength, and Ross can throw.
After they scored, what were you thinking?
I was pretty upset. I thought, that I hated to see the game slip away. We played so well, but again, we kept thinking when we blocked that extra point, if we can get it down, Greg Zerline's a good kicker. We'd get a field goal and still win it. So there was still hope and still life, and nobody gave up.
Coach, congratulations. We're going to talk to Ross Bosn here. Ross, what a throw. What were you thinking as the ball's in the middle of the air? You see Millard there wide open. What are you thinking?
I looked for Greenway going across the field, and it was going to do a little post stop, but I see Mike who ran the complete wrong route. He was supposed to do a wheel, but he just ran straight down the field, and he had such great speed, he just ran by the kid. I just threw it up under him, he went under, and he made the catch.
What a bullet and right on line.
Coaches always say get the ball in the air. I'm not a big fan of the ball up high in the air. I like to get it there as short as possible, and I got it there, and he caught it.
Now, what did you, afterwards I heard you saying you want to retire now.
Yeah. I wouldn't even want to play another game. I would not want to play another game after this. Even being a junior, I wouldn't want to go to next year. There's no way to follow this at all.
Congratulations. Let's talk to Mr. Millard here, who made the great grab. It's in the middle of the air. You see it coming in. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm just hoping the ball gets to me and I just grab it and just hold on to it and make it in the end zone.
What do you have to say about Ross saying you ran the wrong route?
I was hoping he knew where I was, and he did, and he just delivered the ball in a straight line. It was perfect.
Talk about your jump ball earlier. You made some great catches all night.
Yeah, the jump ball, the corner is a little bit smaller than me, and it was open, so we threw it up.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Adrian Fiala won a night from Michael Millard and Ross Bosn and the Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts.
Kevin, when you take a look at Millard's numbers coming into the football game, he had 13 receptions on the year, 249 yards, and 3 touchdowns. What he did tonight, he caught 7 balls, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This kid just outperformed his whole season right here in one game tonight. Those are terrific and fantastic numbers.
And after his 2 jump ball victories in the first half, you kind of wondered why they didn't try to go to that again in the second half. The situation really didn't warrant it because they were trying to run the ball, the clock down a little bit, and run the ball against the McCook defense. After McCook took the lead, then it was the passing game show again. Said it was a little like the West Coast offense, and it was successful out here on the field.
Well, they'll love the West Coast or the Pius Coast offense now. This is just a terrific night for Pius, and again, we congratulate them, and we don't want to forget about Jeff Gross and the McCook Bison.
No.
Great year for them, as we talked about earlier, and congratulations to them. Somebody wins, and unfortunately somebody has to lose, but everybody played their hearts out, and everybody left it on the field here tonight.
Big key tonight for Lincoln Pius X, their ability, Scott, to shut down Brendan Lease. 19 carries, just 50 yards for McCook's leading rusher.
I tell you what, it takes a lot of discipline to stop the option game like they did. On any play McCook runs, you can get hit in 1 of 3 places. You can get the give to the fullback, the quarterback off the end, or the option pitch. And the speed of Pius really showed up. They were taking away the inside with their tackles, making the quarterback pitch the ball, and then the speed of Pius in the secondary got to Lease and didn't allow him to get any big plays.
Well, before we sign off this weekend of championship football, I want to tip my cap again, and I know my partners up here in the booth share in this assessment. What a job done by our crew all weekend long. Just unbelievable, difficult weather conditions on Thursday, to say the least. Friday, Saturday, all day, all night. Busy, busy weekend. And great shots, great camera work, terrific work all the way around, from audio to cameras to everything involved. Producing, directing, I don't know, a little bit shaky in the truck on that end. But other than that, very, very good, and a tip of the cap to our great crew.
Dedicated professionals is the best way to describe it, Kevin. That's what we have here. You saw the quality of the show, the quality of the camera work, the replays, put you right in the action sometimes, and pick out the good, tough plays that we like to talk about. Outstanding, dedicated professional crew.
And speaking of professionals, it's always fun to work with Scott Frost. It's been a couple of years since I got to hang out in the booth with Scott, but this has been fun. We got to do this more often. If you don't go back into the NFL or get into coaching somewhere, you're welcome in our booth anytime, Scott.
I appreciate that. I'm a rookie at this, but you guys are good mentors, showing me the way to get this done.
Well, I don't know if it's the right way, but we're showing you a way.
Well, it was great to work with you, and outstanding work tonight. Good insight all the way through, and a pleasure to work with you. And hello to your dad, my former teammate.
And also, thanks.
Tell your mom.
Tell your little buddy Matt Davison how much we enjoyed working with him the last 2 days.
Everybody has a sidekick.
Well. Absolutely, you got to have one. Well, a fantastic weekend of high school football. We certainly hope you enjoyed it as well. Once again, our final score: Pius wins 14-9. For Adrian Fiala, Scott Frost, Larry Putney, and the crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. Goodbye from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln.